Falcon fans, and of course, Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what it do. One time for the fan, man. We back, man. Breakfast with one time for the fan. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Pretty much everywhere you can find this, man. If you can get one time for the fan on live, then you are definitely watching or listening. So big shout out to everybody who's already in the chat. For those that's tuning in, T Will, former ATL Sports, one time for the fan, is in the building. No special guest today, T Will. We are the special guests on the podcast today. So big shout out to Tidy, who joined us the other night for almost 2 hours. Tidy from Atlanta Bird Gang. And of course, you know, we had Maggie T recently. And so many other special guests in the past. But today, man, it's just me, T Will. Big shout out to Kerry. Big shout out to Bodie. I believe Kerry might be joining us too as well in a little bit. But T Will, former ATL Sports, one time for the fan. How you doing, my brother?
I am doing well, sir. How are you doing this morning, Jack?
I can't complain, man. I was at the Hawks game last night having a good time, man. Hawks come away with a big win at the end of the game. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, man, big pickup for the Hawks this year.
Yeah, man. And that center that we got in that trade, man. What a game. I think he had 26 points. What's his name? Landover or something like that. He balled out, man.
Balling. He came from what, Utah or Memphis? I forget what team
Utah,
he came.
Utah.
Yeah. He was balling, man. So this dude right here, I think the Hawks got one, shooting threes, grabbing rebounds, man. Looking a little bit like me out there in the paint, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was, back in my day, man, I was out there balling too as well. Hawks, if you're looking for somebody else to play on the team, hit me up, man. But how's everything, T Will, on your side?
Hey,
why is it so loud?
Everything's going well, man. Everything's going well. I have no complaints.
Why is it so loud? But I'm on a podcast. Yeah, good. You good, T Will? Yeah, I have some things taken care of. Everything all right?
I didn't want to interrupt you.
Nah, man, I'm trying to get this situation working with this mouse that I have no idea why it's not working no more. But we're back in the game, man. Got to run some technical difficulties so far, but we good, man. How's everything?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Everything's great, man. Had an early start to my day. I think I woke up around 3 this morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. So yeah, man, been up and running. Got breakfast already. So yeah, all is well, man. Looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully everybody can stay warm out there. It's gonna be 48 or whatever. So I'm assuming you're playing no golf this weekend. Is that right, buddy?
No, the weather's getting a little bit better, man. So we will see about that. I'm sure next week.
Okay.
Next week we're definitely going to be out there with that. But I mean, the sun is out. So whenever the sun is out, the clubs can come out. You never know, T Will. I mean, I've been around some golfers that play in some 40-degree temperatures, 50-degree temperatures. So if they do decide to get out there today or tomorrow or Sunday, if I have the opportunity to get out there, then I'll try to make myself out there. But today, T Will, man, we got to talk some Falcons football, man. A lot has happened in the past few days. Of course, we had a great conversation with Tidy from Atlanta Bird Gang, talking a little bit about, Matt Ryan's comments about Michael Penix. And, of course, the fan reaction in the chat was a little wild, I must say. I figured when you talk about, the starting quarterback here in Atlanta, of course, everybody has their opinions. And we try to do the best to put everybody's comments on the screen. And, of course, we love doing that here at One Time for the Fan. But sometimes it gets a little overwhelming with the comments. And it was kind of difficult to read over 200-plus comments, plus get, the topics out, the talking points and everything. So today, if you are here and you do have some questions or you want to put your comments on the screen, fans, we're going to do our best to get through everybody's comments, man. But big GM situation with Ian Cunningham. Big shout out to Ian, hometown kid back in Atlanta. What else we had? Matt Ryan just doing a great job in his first month as the president of football operations here for the Atlanta Falcons. And we're going to get into a little bit of everything today when it comes to these Falcons, man, because breakfast with One Time for the Fan is here. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. So feel free to tag your Falcons friends. Feel free to tell your Falcons family that breakfast with One Time for the Fan has begun. T Will.
Yes, sir.
I do want to get into former ATL Sports real quick, though. How is everything going at former ATL Sports? I know you all have a big podcast Monday nights. You carry the Terry, Carrie, and Eric show. And y'all did a great job on Monday. What's going on this week? Any spoiler alert for what's getting ready to happen on Monday? Are we waiting for Falcon news, or is it going to be post Super Bowl show? Like, what's going on this Monday with you guys?
Well, you have to wait and see, buddy. Like, I don't want to ruin the surprise. You'll have to wait and see. So I can't give you a future insight into it, but just suffice it to say, might be a little bit of everything. Might be a little bit of Super Bowl, a little bit of Falcons news. Fun times, right? But one thing, rest assured, we will be there 6 p.m. on Monday night, ready and willing to go. So yeah, man, super excited.
Man,
having a lot of success with it and love serving this community of Falcon fans. So whatever we can do to stay in there, buddy, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, what's up, man? That's what's up. Well, Falcon fans, we are here, man, and I'm sure you have your questions for T. Will and myself. So be prepared for the questions from the chat segment, which is going to happen pretty much near the end of the show. But then again, we do have some first timers who jump in here and post some questions too as well. So we'll try to get to those. But for fans that just want to ask those questions, the last segment of the show is going to be questions from the fans. So 82 Monte Carlo, man, we'll get to the fans in the stands here before we get to these topics, man. 82 Monte Carlo, I'm watching T. Will last show, late night, early morning. I'm off today, fellas. Big shout out to 82 Monte Carlo in the chat.
Day off, Carlo.
Hey, big shout out to 82 Monte Carlo, man. Gotta enjoy the day off. I believe today's my day off too. I'm trying to check and see, man, because it's random. I might get a text in a minute that's like, hey, you available? Nah, I ain't available, man. I'm trying to go out here enjoy my day, man. Plus, I got a little hangover from the Hawks too as well, so I'm trying to get through that, man. That game last night was lit, bro.
Looked like you were having fun, man. So good for you. You definitely look like you had a good time, buddy.
Living life, man. That's what you're supposed to do. DJ Big is in the chat. Big shout out to DJ Big the chat. Megan Wright is in the chat. Big shout out to Megan Wright too as well.
What up, Megan?
Let's see. Hucklebuck is in the chat. What's going on with Hucklebuck over here? Who's who Hucklebuck is? MP.
I have no idea, sir. I have no idea. But you know what? All that matters is he is a fan of this show, and we will treat him accordingly, as we love all the fans of our show. I don't have to know who he is. All I have to know is that he's a one-time for the fan, and he's all right with us, Jack.
Because I know you have your cousins, and a lot of people jump into the chat. Remember, you had your boy who was in here the other day. Carrie was asking, anybody know who that is? And T was like, that's my cousin.
Yeah,
that's my cousin from way down south. So
Chucky has the funniest voice, man. Chucky and his dad both have like this deep voice. I mean, deep. Like, I don't know, scrape the paint off the wall deep. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. It's very. I love to hear Chucky talk because it's funny. But anyway,
hey, big shout out to Hucklebuck in the chat, man. We got a celebrity in the chat. Also have a content creator. Winston Thornton is here in the chat. He said, "What's going on?" Paneling chat. Smash that like button. It's somewhere around here. I don't know if it's YouTube or whatever you're looking at, Twitter or whatever. You can hit the repost button. You can hit the retweet button. You can tell your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family, YouTube like, Facebook like. It goes a long way, man, especially when you're going through these algorithms and stuff. So other fans that are part of the Falcon community can tune into One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to everybody who's been here since day one. Big shout out to all the fans who been tuning in recently. Got a lot of new fans too as well who's been popping into the show. And T. Will, I mean, we got a lot of subscribers that I'm seeing recently from other fan bases. So I guess some people just want to talk Falcons football in NFC North side or NFC East side or AFC side. I don't know, but apparently we've been getting some other subscribers from different fan bases. So at One Time for the Fan is growing. So big shout out to everybody who rocks with us, and we definitely rock with you too as well. Nando Barrington is in the chat. He said, "What's good?" And Jack, the fans and the stands are in here, and we just love getting to the comments. We got Hazley in the chat. What's what he said? Is Richard say the most Hawks #1 pick of all time? T. Will, I'll let you answer that one. What you think about Zach, man?
To be determined. the young fellow has talent, but he's not put it all together yet. I've seen him have some great games. I've seen him
Seen him have
have
some bad games.
a game like he had last night. So,
Right.
But again, he is a rookie, he's still putting it together. Let's see where the young man goes, right?
Right.
And to that end of rookies, right? Been a lot of talk about Michael Penix lately. Um, is he the quarterback of the future? Is he, can he bend down? Can he,
Take snaps under center.
should can he take snaps under center? Should we keep the spot open? Should we go out and get somebody else? And I had a few conversations with some folks yesterday. One of them was an interesting conversation, but did a little soul searching last night, and after a little focus, a little prayer, I really thought about Penix has the 17th most passing yards in NCAA history.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that again. 17th. So top 20, right? Passing yards in the NCAA ever. Even with the 2 years he was injured and missed, still accomplished that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that tells me the kid has talent. There's no denying his talent. Number two, he came here in the midst of chaos, right? He was drafted number 8 by a team who already had a quarterback that they had paid $180 million. And whether you're on the side of it or where you're not, he was drafted. He was drafted number 8. He was drafted number 8 for a reason. And I think a large part of this is providence, destiny, whatever you want to call it. I don't think Penix is done here. I think when it's all said and done, Penix is going to have something to say about it. And I think Penix is going to prove a lot of his naysayers wrong.
And I want to follow up on that too as well, because the other night we did start the podcast with a curveball question for Tidy, because we was going over our topics, and
right,
the chat got involved really quickly because Stephen A. Smith's comments about Michael Penix, and of course they did talk about some other things on different shows too as well. You turn on the radio, you kind of hear the same thing too as well.
Yep.
We are all in support here at One Time for the Fan with Michael Penix.
100%.
And I mean full support.
100%.
Same like Matt Ryan, same like I believe Kevin Stefanski, same like the organization. 100, probably 200% in support of Michael Penix. And we do hope that he does not even just prove the haters wrong, or just really change this organization for what we had in the past with Matt Ryan, to then those years away from Matt Ryan of not having a solid quarterback, to now getting back to a guy like you mentioned, who was one of the top players coming out of college. And of course, injuries happen for a lot of players in the NFL. Happens for too many players. But that's why we always sit back here and One Time for the Fan. We hope and pray that they finish the season healthy. They finish these games healthy. They go through their days and, take care of their bodies. And of course, they're ready to go out there and compete. But this is a physical sport too, as well. We have to know that. Even you see in training camp, there's some guys getting healthy. Braylon Trice, who, of course, we've talked about it here on One Time for the Fan. A lot of fans want to see what Braylon Trice can do, because he was a solid player coming out of college. Only problem is he never even made it to week 1 yet in the NFL, which is kind of difficult, because we really hope the Falcons can, use Trice in a way that fans can see what they saw when they drafted him.
Yeah.
So big shout out to, Michael Penix Jr., the Instagram post that he put up the other day too as well. Yeah. Was it in response to Stephen A. Smith?
I think it was. I think it was, but I just kind of want to echo some sentiments here. Michael Penix, if we had a better defensive coordinator in 2024, and if Raheem didn't get the stupid head in that game against Washington, he could have been easily 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
Easily 4-0 in those first few games. Could have made the playoffs. If Raheem didn't have an emotional bank for which Koo could appeal to, we could have won that first game against Tampa Bay. And that has nothing to do with Penix. That is not his fault.
Mm-hmm.
100%, right?
You go to
So
the Patriot game too as well. We missed the extra point. Came back from what 13, 14 points in the second
correct,
half.
correct.
Defense was balling on Drake May. I mean, they couldn't stop him. So
Correct. So, I know that as the quarterback, as the lead dog, so to speak, when you win, you get all the glory. When you lose, you get all the hate. I understand that that's a part of it. But I guess what I'm saying is this kid's a rookie. He's human and he's experiencing some things he had never experienced because Atlanta is little New York. Atlanta is little LA. Atlanta is a mega city with
media
millions.
wise, we're not like New York though with their media. Like we cover
No,
we
no,
cover
no.
ATL Sports pretty good.
I'm
Like the
not saying,
community
well,
is pretty
not
good.
not not with their media, but
Yeah.
definitely with the social media, Jack.
Right.
Definitely
Right.
100% with the social media, right? Social media is a new dynamic that these young players have to deal with. That honestly, in my day, we didn't have to deal with that.
Right.
We didn't have to deal with that, and so that is an extra hurdle. And all I want to say to Penix is, man, just focus on your game.
Just ball out, bro.
Don't worry about what they say because
Right.
at the end of the day, the same ones who hate you will be the same ones who praise you when you step out on that field and do what you need to do. You are still talented, Michael Penix.
Right.
Nobody can take that away. And furthermore, Michael Penix, you were drafted 8th on purpose. It was
Right.
destiny, and God opens doors that man cannot close. So it doesn't matter what these people say, doesn't matter what these people do, they're not going to get you up out of here. You just focus on what you need to do, which is getting that knee better, studying the playbook, getting ready to come out. And when you come out, you show out.
Right.
And I already know and believe in you. So, my thoughts last night were, Jack, it's a different world than what I grew up in. And it's easy to say, oh, just don't go on social media. But
social media is there for us.
I go on social media every day.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? We podcast stuff on social media. So to a certain extent, it's kind of hard to say that. But what I will say to Mike is you can't take that. You can't internalize what these folks say. These people don't know you, Mike. They didn't make you. They can't break you. They don't know you. They weren't with you from the beginning.
Right.
They don't know you. They don't know who you are. You passed for 13,000 or something odd yards in your college career, and you were out for 2 years, which means you might have passed. You might have broke the record. Look it. First year, Peyton Manning was terrible. John Elway was terrible, and they are 2 Hall of Famers. Eli Manning, who may be a Hall of Famer one day, wasn't last night, was terrible his first year. So it's not how you start, Mike. It's how you finish. Keep your head up, man. Keep pushing. That's all.
And Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. You're tuned into One Time for the Fan. Breakfast with One Time for the Fan. It's just Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. One Time for the Fan is always from the fan for the fan. So keep the comments coming. T-Well, we talked about this too the other day. Our shows are getting to a point where even with our talking points and our topics and stuff, the chat takes over, right? And we did talk about it where it comes to like Fridays, even some days when we come on here, we might just have an open forum. Like there's no topics or anything. We go straight to the chat and let the chat just take the show and we just run with the chat. So from the first question I was asked about Stephen A. Smith's comments to Michael Penix, I know we do our questions from the chat segment near the end of the show now. But when I saw that question, I'm sure T. Will saw it too. It just opened up the door for us to have that quick Michael Penix conversation because I'm not hearing too many Billy Bowman comments on social media. I'm not hearing too many Jesse Bates comments or conversations on social media. I'm not hearing too many Divine Diablo comments on social media or Laquel London, Jalen Walker. It seems like the main focus this offseason has been Matt Ryan, Ian Cunningham, Kevin Stefanski, of course, the general manager search and all that stuff, and then Michael Penix. And I screenshotted it for you yesterday where one of the top headlines on ESPN was Michael Penix. And it's like, this is Super Bowl week. Why are they so focused in Atlanta?
Because folks have agendas, man.
Right.
At the end of the day, folks have agendas, and look, you can't get caught up in that mess. Look, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and I'm not going to take that from anybody. But what I'm going to say is this young man that is our quarterback, there is something different about him.
I think he's a solid quarterback.
You said what?
So I think he's a solid quarterback. I mean, we saw what he did in college too, as well.
I think he's not only a solid quarterback. I think he's a solid individual. Period.
Yeah.
But one thing about it, you have to learn when to turn it off, right? Because you can't defend yourself to millions of people. People are going to believe what they want to believe, right? People are and you can't force them. The only thing you can do is control what you can control, which when you get out on that field, hey man, you do everything you can to win. You do everything and you can to show them who and what and whose you are. And I think that's all Mike needs to do. Mike doesn't need to worry about Stephen A. Smith because you know what? Stephen A. will be the main one. I knew. You know what I mean? He's look.
You know what's funny? Stephen A. Smith said that the other day, and of course the panel talked about it. But 2 minutes later, he grabbed his paperwork and said, "Oh, got to go to the Knicks.
Got to go to the next one.
Got to go to the Houston Rockets. Got to go to hockey."
Right. It's a job for him.
Right.
And again, I'm not here to debate Stephen A. Smith. You love him, you hate him, whatever.
But if he wants to join the show and talk some football, we can talk some Falcons football with Stephen A. Smith.
He's welcome to do it.
Right.
He's welcome to do it. But the bottom line is people have agendas. Networks have agendas. Look, they need something to talk about. At the end of the day, they're on every day. Mm-hmm. They are on every day. And they need something to talk about. And this was just this was, I guess he was the snack of the day.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I say, Jack. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what anybody in this chat says. The only thing that matters is Michael Penix rehabbing that knee.
Right.
Okay.
Getting back to 100%.
And number two, and Mike, this is to you, brother. I know you're a believer. To the non-believers, I'm not talking to you. Mike, you know who you serve, right? I can see it in you, brother. I can see it in your comments. The main thing you said when they ask you, who do you talk to when you have questions? You said my fiance and the good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't put it that way. But the bottom line is talk to him now, Mike. Don't worry about these folks. Don't worry about these people that are talking because, again, to the believers, not talking to non-believers out there, at the end of the day, we are all going to go through a situation where sometimes your friends just ain't going to be able to tell you anything. Sometimes it ain't nobody but you and God. And anybody in this chat within the sound of my voice, you've been there. There are certain things that you go through. Nobody can counsel you. Nobody can tell you anything. Nobody can help you. It's just you and God. When my mama died a year and a half ago, Jack couldn't help me. Carrie couldn't help me. Bodie couldn't help me. Y'all couldn't help me. God had to carry me and talk to me in my ear day in and day out. And God got me through it. And you know what, Mike? God's going to get you through this. Stephen A. can't help you. Stephen A. can't hurt you. The media can't help you. They can't hurt you. This is a walk with you and God. God has set you down so he can talk to you, right? Don't worry about what these people are saying. They can call you whatever. What they can't call you is not the quarterback of the Falcons. And until that changes, don't worry about that. Again, Mike, talking to you, God opens doors that man cannot close. So Stephen A. Smith can't close the door for you. Nobody can. Don't worry about what these people are saying. Stop defending yourself. We wrestle not with flesh, but with principles and principalities. You got agendas on high that got nothing to do with you that they're coming after. Mike, you are assigned, anointed, appointed. Remember that God got you there. God's going to keep you there. Keep on pushing. That's what I got, sir. Let's go.
I need to start putting the the choir in the background, the soundbite, and the orchestra and stuff, man. Because when you turn it to Preacher T. Will, Pastor Terry is here, the boy. Hey man, you already know, man, it's going down in the major way.
I couldn't sleep last night, Jack. I woke up early, and I gotta say, God really put him in my spirit because he's got to feel alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You go out there, you do everything you can, you fight hard, and the man's injured right now, and you got people, I don't want to say coming after him, but kind of coming after him. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
So, hey man, Mike, keep your head up, brother. Keep your head up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When you come out of this, they will all know. Don't worry about it.
It's going down in the major way chat. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. Breakfast for one time for the fan. Of course, Falcons fans enjoying this beautiful Falcons Friday. If you're out here in the ATL or wherever you are in the world, hope you're taking care of your friends, taking care of your fam, taking care of the people who you love, because that's what it's about out here. Hucklebuck, do you think Braylon Trice's injury has been mismanaged by the medical staff? I think, Braylon Trice, he's in a situation where he just needs to get healthy. He's same like Michael Penix, right? And when he does get back healthy, we could see another James Pierce Jr. We could see another. Who knows if he doesn't have that Caden Ellis in him that we've been looking for too as well. I mean, Braylon Trice, look at his college tape. When the Falcons drafted him, there was a reason. Only problem is now dealing with the injury, it's even tougher when you miss 2 years back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So for us here in Atlanta, I know we want to see the healthy Braylon Trice. Let's just say when he gets out there during OTAs or gets out there during training camp, that we do see that. Now, of course, with the medical staff here in Atlanta for the Falcons, they're going to have to take things a little bit slower with Braylon Trice. You just can't rush him out there and let him do certain things because you don't want to re-injure anything that could possibly still be injured. So I think for Braylon Trice, it's about taking it one day at a time when you get back out there on the field, not going 300-400%, doing all that other stuff. I think he's still going to be a part of the Atlanta Falcons because he hasn't got a chance to really take a snap for the Atlanta Falcons. The Troy Anderson situation is also a bit tough too as well because for Falcon fans, they were like, bro, Troy was a dog on that field. And they drafted him out of what? Montana State. We've seen Troy play. We know what Troy's ability and potential could be. But now it's like, what happened with Troy Anderson? Of course, injury is one thing too as well, but there were some plays where fans were like, they ain't the same Troy that we drafted. What? Casey Washington was another one where fans were sitting over here like, man, we can't wait to see Casey. We can't wait to see Casey. Then a bunch of healthy scratches. Could it have been the coaches too as well, giving him the healthy scratches? I don't know. There was a couple. I think he had a concussion, I think it was, or he had a couple injuries too as well. But when Casey got into the game, the Falcons regime back then wasn't using Casey to his full ability. I think he's a phenomenal receiver too as well. But it's a business, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure the Falcons are looking at it as, hey, we can get another Casey Washington ×2 in the draft this year, or we can get another person who can come in here and fit this wide receiver core a little bit better. But for Braylon Trice, I really want to see him get some snaps here in Atlanta. It would be kind of tough.
He was that dude in college, man.
Oh my God, bro! Look at I swear his college tape coming out of it. I mean, him, Dorless, Rook Aurora, those type of guys. I mean, if you're adding Trice, let me tell you something. A 100% healthy Braylon Trice with this defense. Oh my God, T-Will, it's gonna go crazy. With Jalen Walker and James Pierce,
that's gonna be ridiculous.
And Dorless coming back being 100%, and Braylon Trice too as well. And Dorless was balling out until the end of the year when he got injured too. So
Dorless was doing his thing, man.
Got to see a healthy Dorless. Got to see a healthy Billy Bowman. Injuries happen. You know what I'm saying? When they get back to 100%, if Jeff Ulbrich can still do the same thing with those guys that he was doing before they were injured, then you're talking about a brand new Falcon defense that's going to go crazy, man.
Yeah, and to the point of Casey Washington and really Chris Blair, sometimes people don't have the vision necessary to use you, right? Sometimes you have to be fortunate to go to a coach that sees something in you enough to get you the ball, enough to design plays for you. You get what I'm saying? Everybody. It's unfortunate, but everybody's not gifted with that, right? That's why they say one man's garbage is another man's treasure. So, maybe the past regime didn't see anything in Casey Washington. And
you had Fontenot and them talking about Ritter, Heineke, Mariota. That was their best. That was their best options. They actually went to Arthur Blank and said, "These are the options at quarterback. This is what we got, and we're going to run with it." And they went to press conference after press conference and said, Ritter is our guy. As you can see now, years later in Atlanta, Ritter is not our guy. Forced us to go get a Kirk Cousins for $100 million. put us in a situation to draft Michael Penix right now, which I think could work out for the Atlanta Falcons. But here at One Time for the Fan, we are not the organization. Who can say that what we're talking about on this podcast is not what they're talking about right now as they're getting ready to go eat their breakfast? But every single day, I can tell you something, Falcon fans. Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski, Ian Cunningham, and whoever is working at that table right now are going to make the best decisions to put the best players on the field.
I agree with that.
To like Matt Ryan's point the other day at the Super Bowl when he was talking, or Super Bowl Radio Row, to go win. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Matt Ryan, the player, versus Matt Ryan, the executive. Because that's one of the topics this morning. So get ready to have your Matt Ryan comments ready. We're going to talk a little bit about Ian Cunningham here in a minute, too, as well. Ray 50 is in the chat, too. Well, he said, do we resign Calvin Ridley if he's back in free agency? No. I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real. No. What did I say on Friday? No.
Nope.
We're good.
You want some, old man?
No. Respect, but respect the Calvin. You know, Calvin got a job. Respect the Calvin.
He said, no. Oh, my God. That was funny.
Megan was in the chat.
Man, you know I wouldn't trip, but, you know, my dad said, I got to get the mic.
My dad said, I got to come back. No, I know it is.
Bam.
I personally don't think what Penix said was wrong. Nah, man. I mean, so here's the thing. Most quarterbacks, and I've seen a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, and, you know, some of these posts go viral. I know what it is when fans say, and let me tell you something. If you ask these questions about, are you with Michael Penix to the fan base? Some will step to the right and say yes. Some will step to the left and say no. They will say, hey, are you with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach? Some will step to the right and say yes. Some will step to the left and say no. Everybody's not going to be on the same side. Everybody's not going to be on the same page within the fan base. It's about what the organization thinks.
That's very true.
And how they move forward with that. That's why we as fans, even as podcasters and content creators, we go look at some of these moves and say, oh, time to go live, T-Will. We got to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
Because you get these talking points where things happen.
To Megan's point, I don't think what he said was wrong. I just think once you go down that rabbit hole, if you're going to respond to everything somebody says about you, you'll never get anything done.
Fans and media and everybody's like, oh, the Falcons quarterback has posted this on Instagram, a long, lengthy post about, was it to Stephen A. Smith? Was it to the fans in the comments? And don't forget,
and really, it doesn't matter what they say. My daddy told me a long time ago, you know, you go somewhere and people talking about you, good. That means you're doing something. Don't worry about it when they talk about you. Worry about it when they don't.
Right.
Worry about it when they have nothing to say about you, because then you're insignificant. Because then you're not on anybody's radar. People going to talk about you. That is a fact of life. Okay.
And it's the off season too, T-Will. A lot of them are on social media, T-Will. A lot of them can see the comments. A lot of them can see the posts.
Right.
They have families. They have brothers. They have cousins. We have player family who literally joins our show.
Yep.
We literally have player family who watches our show. They're in our chat. They talk football with us. Who's to say, hey, bro, look, come look at this. You know what I'm saying?
But that's where you got to check them, and you got to be like, look, man, you got to be focused. You got to be focused. Let's use us for an example, Jack. Sometimes people make comments that are not flattering to us. Okay. And look, you're entitled to your opinion. But you know what I got to do when I got to get off this show? I got to prepare for the next one. I got to go, and it takes effort, and it takes time. And if I worry about what somebody who doesn't know me, who just sees me for like 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever. But if I got to worry about what somebody said, I'll never get anything done. My point to Penix is, your destiny is great, sir. Your destiny is great. And all of these people who are talking about you now, if you come out, like I know you can come out, if you come out and do what you need to do, they'll be the same people that we knew it all the time. We didn't never a doubt, never a concern. We were behind you the whole way, Michael Penix, because that's what sycophants do. That's what they do. Most of these people that are talking, they don't care about Penix. They don't care about the Falcons. They're just doing it for clicks, right? What do y'all call it? Clout racing. Right? That's what you young folks say. That's what they're doing.
T-Will T. Will just makes me feel so young when I know I'm, much younger than T. Will. And he's like, "Is that what you young? That what you YNs do? Huh? You reverse your cars into parking spaces? Is that what you do? Parallel park these days? No.
Is that what you guys do, you young whippersnappers? But look it, man. Penix, you're where you need to be, brother. Don't worry. And he has look it. I'm not saying the man does not have the right to defend himself, but you can't defend every comment, and that is tiresome business.
It's way too many comments to defend.
If you're focusing on what they say, they've already won. You get me? They've already won. There's an African proverb that says, if the enemy within is conquered, the outside enemy does not stand a chance. And it just means you got to stop having negative conversations with yourself. You can't internalize what these people say. And that's for any of us. That's not just for Penix. That's for any of us.
But there's so many people who text with the hate in their heart. Like Country said, get that hate out your heart, bro. But as they're making the post, it's like, I'm going to rile y'all up today. I'm going to get y'all going today. And it's like,
guess what? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. That means you.
Here comes Pastor T. Will. I got you. I got you, Pastor T.
You can't hurt me. You can say whatever you want to about me. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm here because God wanted me to be here, and I'm not leaving until He tells me to leave. I don't care what. I don't care. I don't care. I've heard it all. You're fat. You can't do this. You're not going to be. I don't listen to none of that, because none of it matters. At the end of the day, he that is within me is greater than any outside force, than any enemy. And if you know that, like I know that, it doesn't matter what they say. I'm talking to Mike now. Mike, you're great. You got greatness within you, brother, but you'll never get there if you don't stop. You got to stop listening to these folks. Yeah, and I know it's hard. I'm not at your level. I know it's hard. But at the end of the day, hey, man, you got chosen at number 8 because of the talent that is within your arm, because of the talent that is within your mind, and because that's God's choice, man.
So, like you mentioned with social media, man, Atlanta will lose. Atlanta will lose the game, but they will win the petty. They will go to social media and win the petty.
But guess what? Again, Michael was one of the angels. Michael is one of God's angels. So when you hear somebody that's in that position that's named Michael, by definition, there's something about them. Michael Vick had a destiny for Atlanta. It never fulfilled because he got sidetracked. But guess what? We got another number. We got a number 9, a Michael, a second Michael, who's also left-handed, okay? Who's got a big destiny with us, who can get us to and through a Super Bowl. But we'll never get there if we worry about that sucker-ish. And all of this, what people say, that's sucker-ish. Because at the end of the day, it's what you do that matters, Jack. It's what you do. It's what you do. You can say whatever you want to say. You can feel however you want to feel. I don't care about people's opinions. I care about what you do. And at the end of the day, Mike, you got a destiny. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got time to worry about what these folks say.
It's going down, man, in a major way. Big shout out to T-Will. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We got JM Riggins in the chat, 82 Money Carlo, Winston Thornton, Megan. So many Falcon fans, man. I can just keep scrolling from this list. But big shout out to every single person in the chat, Hucklebuck too as well. Every single person that's commenting, asking questions. We'll do a quick hot take here on these questions. I know questions from the chats at the end of the show. I might just say F it and just put, people jump in here might not even know about when questions from the chat is going on. But we usually put it up at the end of the show. And we'll take time to go over it. We haven't even got to our topics for the day yet. It's almost.
Hey, man, like you say, let's just go with these shows from
the shows just roll like that, T-Will. That's what it is on Fridays, man. It's like, if we get to it, we get to it. There's going to be another show.
Do it. So what do you think about Kevin's offense, Jack?
So I was at the Hawks game last night, and of course, I was wearing my Falcons hat, and fan looked over and was like, "Oh, he must be a Falcon fan." Like, we just don't wear the hats just for the apparel. I mean, we're out here actually trying to rep the city. We repping the brand. We repping the logo. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. So the fan was like, "Oh man, you must be a big Falcon fan. What do you feel about Kevin Stefanski?" And of course, with a new head coach in Atlanta watching the Hawks game. Even during the Hawks game, when somebody mentions the Falcons, people start to turn around. especially when you mentioned the new head coach. So, of course, I had to, follow up with, I feel like Kevin Stefanski is going to be a solid head coach here in Atlanta. I think Matt Ryan got the guy that he wanted to help coach this team and lead the way, the leadership that he's looking for, the fundamentals of head coaching and everything that he needs. I understand what happened in Cleveland was a bad situation. Sure enough, the fan that asked me the question was a Browns fan.
Oh, okay.
Gave me a little insider about Kevin Stefanski too as well. So apparently Kevin Stefanski is a big fan of orange Gatorade. And whoever this young man was too as well, I didn't catch his name, but he said he worked for Kevin Stefanski for a year. He's a big fan of orange Gatorade. If we get a chance to speak to Kevin Stefanski about that, maybe at training camp, we'll bring a bottle of orange Gatorade for him and see if he can sign it for us so we can have it on our little shelf over there one time for the shelf. Like, look, we got the first ever edition of Kevin Stefanski orange Gatorade. But he also mentioned Kevin Stefanski's offense, and of course, the situation in Cleveland wasn't the best for Kevin Stefanski. But he said down here in Atlanta, the Browns fan was like, you guys should win this division because of what Kevin Stefanski brings as a head coach. And not even going to what Bijan was talking about when he was mic'd up at, the Pro Bowl games the other day, or what he said on Radio Row the other day when Kevin Stefanski called him. We have a solid group of players in that locker room. One of the biggest problems that we had, T. Will, and you know this, in the past couple of years was coaching, especially with Raheem. And I hate to say it because Raheem was, for those that do not know, I mean, I was a fan of Raheem off the field. But on the field, it was like, man, this is tough to watch, man, because there was so many situations he would put us in, and it's like, man, it's tough, man. It's tough being a fan sometimes and having to watch the Washington situation, right? The timeouts when he didn't call them or didn't use them. In-game situation, the coaching decisions that he made, bringing in Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson, they are out the door. I mean, the only thing I can say that worked for Raheem was bringing in Jeff Ulbrich. Jeff Ulbrich bringing in Nate Ali, Mike Rettenberg. Look how many fans wanted Jeff Ulbrich and Nate Ali and those guys to stay here in Atlanta while everybody else gets fired and gets kicked off the ship. That was like the only thing he did, I must say, that was, on point. The quarterback situation, of course, he trusted in Kirk because he knew Kirk, that buddy situation, all that stuff. Keep talking about buddy. But the Browns fan last night telling me about Kevin Stefanski and about what he can do with this team had me sitting there thinking, like, kind of like what Maggie talked to the Browns fan the other day on her show. These are Cleveland fans telling Atlanta fans how good our team could be with Kevin Stefanski. Look how bad the Brown situation was for a head coach after Stefanski left. I think we all get it now. Stefanski wasn't the problem. The problem is within that ownership, is within that group over there that's running the Cleveland Browns. Now he comes over here to Atlanta with some very good front office folks when it comes to Arthur Blank, Greg Beatles, even Matt Ryan being the president of football operations. Ian Cunningham, who knows if that discussion was put out there when they talked to Kevin Stefanski, like, hey, it could be Josh Williams, could be Ian Cunningham. These football guys know each other. So, of course, seeing the success of the Bears in the past year or so, and, of course, what the Ravens have been through over the years, and the Eagles, Ian Cunningham not getting in the building, I think we're locked in. But to hear the Browns fan tell me last night how good our offense is going to be with Bijan, they didn't have a Bijan in Cleveland. Drake London. They didn't have a Drake London in Cleveland. And I look across the court and I see Kyle Pitts sitting over there too as well at the Hawks game. And he was even looking over there like, if you guys can bring back Kyle Pitts, what Stefanski's going to do with him? We didn't have a Kyle Pitts. They had Njoku, good for like the first year or so. But what they can do with Kyle Pitts, there are certain weapons the Falcons have that I think Stefanski's looking right now saying, oh, we're going to get in the end zone. I know it. We're going to score some points. I know it. We're going to run the ball like Bijan said. I know it. You got the best running back in football. So what I think about the offense for Kevin Stefanski, I think it's going to be smooth running, man. I think we're going to get out there. We're going to beat up on some teams this year. And, of course, there's going to be ups and downs. Every team has ups and downs. You're going to win some games. You're going to lose some games. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to be at least top 15 in offense. Definitely going to be top 15 in defense. you're going to make it to the playoffs. This could be the year that we do win the division. Past couple of years, we've been a game out, game here. Oh, this team has to lose week 15. This team has to win week 16. I think we're done with that this year. I think we know by week 13, week 14, hey, it's time to start resting some players in a couple of weeks because it's go time. We're heading. We're trying to make it to LA. We're the Super Bowl next year. LA, right? We're trying to make it to SoFi. So I think SoFi is hosting it next year, if I'm not mistaken. And then we host it the year after. But I do think this is the year that we can see the 2-time AP Coach of the Year take a really good team. Like the Browns fan told me yesterday, bro, he took us to the playoffs with Flacco and Baker Mayfield, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the team we had.
Well, to give Baker his respect, Baker's a
God, let's not get Baker in here calling us buddy and pal now.
No, I'm just saying, man, Baker's a competitor. Okay, I mean, love him or hate him, the guy's a competitor. So, I mean, he did take them to the playoffs, and rightfully so. Baker's a good player, but what I'm really excited about is so much. Wait, go back to that question for me, if you don't mind.
Oh, the question? Okay. Yeah, big shout out. I was about to run through the comments, but my boy, let's see, you got Riggins over here. Yep, here we go.
Yeah. So what I'm excited about is the fact that you have coordinators, some of them going into the Hall of Fame in their positions. You've got Bill Callahan, who is a Hall of Fame worthy offensive coordinator.
Choosing to work with Kevin Stefanski again. Correct. He could have went to any other team.
Correct. Which means he knows more about blocking and tackling and A gaps and B gaps and outside stretch and inside whatever you want to do than most people have forgotten. And it's interesting because in this country, we don't respect our elders. This is the one. You look at other cultures; their elders are respected. We don't respect our elders in the United States, and you see that in the NFL because it's always, well, let's get the newest, hottest guy. Look, the game of football is the game of football. Yeah, the uniforms may have changed. Yeah, these guys may be a little bigger, a little stronger, but blocking and tackling is blocking and tackling. Fundamentals are fundamentals. What do I think about Kevin Stefanski's offense? I think he's going to get back to the fundamentals. And I think it's going to make a team that is an 8-win team a 10 to 11-win team because we're going to see what they can do when they are fully coached, right? When you stretch, anybody could go. If I do 5 push-ups a day and I stay at 5 push-ups a day, I'm not going to get any better. So maybe the first couple of weeks I do 5, and then I do 10, and then I do 15, and on and on and on and on. But the point is, you have to know what you're doing in order to coach me. You had a second-year offensive coordinator and a rookie quarterback coach and a rookie quarterback all working together. So you know what? What happens when you get something difficult? They don't know the answer. I work in tech, and I've worked in tech for 20, 30 some years. And I see this happen all the time. There's usually one guy in a department that's really knowledgeable because he's been through the wars. He's been there 20, 30 years. He's seen the evolution of products and he knows it like the back of his hand. And there's certain things only he can fix. Why? Because he knows why certain things connect. He knows how certain things work. And when he's not there, there's certain things that just are not going to be fixed. That's Bill Callahan. That's the guy we got to be our quarterbacks, Van Pelt. These guys have years of experience. They know what works. They know what doesn't work.
Yeah, you're on the phone. Can you just keep down just a little bit, please? Thank you. Now I hear you, T. Go ahead.
You good?
I hear you. Yeah. Somebody was calling me from a number. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was my job, but you're good. Go ahead.
Bottom line is, I think this offense we're going to see what this offense is capable of. I think they're going to run the ball like they've never run before. McGarry coming back is a big deal because McGarry's a mauler. Okay. If you've not seen McGarry in person, that's a massive human being. You got him on that right side between he and Chris.
Lindstrom.
Yeah.
They're the best guard in football.
Maul and mash people. And
you got Bill Callahan working with these guys, veteran Jake Matthews too as well. Like, come on, man. Bill Callahan's walking into a situation like, oh, this is my offensive line? Now, how can we get bigger and better at the positions that we need to get bigger and better at? But you have, like you said, one of the greatest offensive line coaches coaching a group that has been together for years, not like a mix and mash of players that's, they got rid of this guy, signed this guy. I mean, there's a couple of injuries, but for the most part, McGarry, Lindstrom, Matthews, even when they drafted Bergeron, put him right into the mix. Nuzil now is in the mix. So it's like this group has been playing together for a while. And they had Ledford before, who is another great offensive line coach. But now they have one that's, I think, like the media's been saying, even better. See where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Just want to offer that answer. Let's go to the next question, Jack.
Oh, yeah, man. Experience, man. Bucks in the chat. Let's talk about JPJ and Watts getting robbed for defensive Rookie of the Year award last night. Just another example of the disrespect for the Falcons as a franchise. Well, Kevin Stefanski coached the defensive Rookie of the Year.
You never know.
That's what that dude from Cleveland who won it. That's
there you go.
He was under Stefanski.
There you go.
So hey, maybe I mean, I know the disrespect for Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. and Xavier Watts too as well, because our defensive rookies balled out last year.
They did.
Going into the second year now with Jeff Ulbrich and some of these guys, they get an opportunity to run it back. And here's the cool thing. We're not worried about contract situations for these guys for a couple of years. So we're talking about running it back with these guys in a way where, man, you could have, I'm telling you, looking at the Eagles defense a couple of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, remember a lot of those young Georgia boys they had over there too as well?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what we got defensively in Atlanta with Watts when Billy Bowman gets back, Jalen Walker, James Pierce Jr., even to see the success of Laquell London and some of the other guys who contributed too as well. D. Alford, who's been here for a minute, that's balling out of control right now. If Bates decides, hey, no, don't trade me. I want to stay in Atlanta. I like what y'all got going on over here. We're talking about this defense could be extremely good.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be the first time in like 4 or 5 years they've had the same defensive coordinator for 2 consecutive years. So the continuity that these guys have established, the know-how, these rookies are going to take the next step, right? So they're gonna jump from year 1 to year 2. And the guys that are here that were in year 2, they're going to make a jump from year 2 to year 3. And the fact that you have the same existing defensive coordinator, hey, man, we're just going to grow, right? And the good thing about an offense that is coached by Kevin Stefanski, you shouldn't have to worry about losing the time of possession, because if we can run that rock, hey, we've seen last year when we won the time of possession, we typically won the game.
Too many times the defense was on that field too as well.
There you
go.
Way
too much.
There you go.
Way too much. And the offense wasn't cooking enough to where it was like defense on the side, going over their plays. 3 and out already. God damn, we just came off the field. Mm-hmm. So let's get it back to where the Falcons need to be. Plus, we're big Matt Ryan guys. Matt Ryan spoiled us in those years where it was like, oh, look, 80-yard drive, 7 minutes of time of possession off the clock. Yeah. All right, defense, get back on the field now. Versus last year was like, bruh, 2 runs and an incomplete pass, and now it's time to punt. What just happened?
Yeah.
And Zach Robinson's over there. He don't even know who's in the game. Who's that quarterback? Anybody? Zach Robinson didn't know, man. And we got to face Zach Robinson 2 times a year. I said it in the chat the other day. We got to play Zach Robinson twice a year. We got to play San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan and Raheem next year. We got to play the Cleveland Browns with Shadur and Kevin Stefanski's old team next year. We got to play the Chicago Bears where Ian Cunningham came from next year. There's going to be a lot going on with this Falcons franchise next year. I can't wait to see how they set the schedule up. Also, we got a couple outdoor games too as well. We got to go to Green Bay, which I was talking to a Packer fan last night saying, you better hope you don't play Green Bay in December. It's going to be cold for you indoor fans. It will be pretty cold. Last time I think the Falcons played there in December was when during the Vic era.
You know what travels well, Jack?
But
running the ball and defense. So if you can run the ball, we already know we can play defense. We can run the ball. That's no problem. You got to worry about it. Run it down your throat. We got to throw it. We can run it down your throat. So
it's going down the major way. Larry's in the chat. Big shout out to Larry. I'm gonna be honest. I think all of injuries was mismanaged, and I think it was getting rushed back. The Mooney situation was definitely tough to watch, knowing that he was clearly still injured, and Raheem smokescreened that too as well. I think even some of the routes. I think I was telling T-Will, like, why are they not throwing to Mooney in the middle of the field? A lot of routes was like him running out of bounds and him running near the sideline. You can't take that hit. You know what's going to happen. He takes that hit. He back out there for the next 13 weeks. They didn't want that to happen. And I was there at camp when he got injured. When he caught the pass, or went for the overhead pass, the dude
and he goes down and
he gets up. You can see it on his shoulder a little bit right there. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Mooney healthy was a solid number 2 for us.
Was a beast. Well, it is solid. You know what I mean? But that's I don't think the sin was Mooney not being healthy. I think the sin was that your depth chart was not
leveled out
where it needed to be.
Right.
So case in point, we know the guys like Bijan, we know the guys like Drake, the guys like Pitts, they're the top, right? But where's your bottom floor? Like the last guy on the depth chart, what can he do? And does he fit a certain standard? And do you have the coaching staff to coach him to where he needs to be? Because injuries happen. That was the sin.
And last year, it was tough to see the coaching staff. You got Drake London over there yelling at TJ Yates.
Well, not only that,
your best receivers over there yelling at the wide receivers coach.
You fired Ike Hilliard in like game 4, right?
Ray also wasn't on the team. Jamal Agnew, after he fumbled the punt in the Jets, they cut him the following week.
But
then you're forced with Devin Tompkins and what's the guy's name? Stills?
I don't know, but you didn't have a reputable. You didn't have a wide receivers coach. I'm trying to be nice, but you did not have an established wide receivers coach on that team, and it showed, right? Because again, the Eagles won the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. The New York Giants won a Super Bowl in the 80s with with Hostetler, who was a backup quarterback. Why are you able to do that? Because there's a standard, there's a level that no matter who comes in there that we're going to coach up to. And we didn't have that. And that's the sin, right? Injuries happen. They happen. But the backup guy, can you coach him up to a level to where minimum he can do this? He can recognize this defense. He can cause this. The running back, the minimum, he can recognize when to hit the A gap, when to hit the B back, when to bounce back. Does he know the plays? Can he block? Can he take on an oncoming robber? The barrier, the bottom level was not where it needed to be because you didn't have the coaching staff to establish it.
Which T-Will, to your point, even this year, the backup quarterback situation has been one of the most important roles, I think, in the NFL. You can see it with the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
They were rocking and rolling with Bo Nix.
Yep.
Until Bo Nix went down. Yep. And then they had to go play the New England Patriots, who still had their starters in, going up against Jared Stidham, whatever his name is.
Something like that, yeah.
And even watching that game was like, Broncos fans went into that game thinking, we have to hope and pray we win this game. If they would have had Bo Nix, could have been a different decision. Could have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
But they went into that game thinking, man, when was the last time we seen Stidham in the game? When was the last time Sean Payton – does Sean Payton even know he's on the roster at this point? Mm-hmm. Went into that game, and I looked at it, and I said, the Patriots are going to win this game. They're going to win it. You know, I hate saying that about the New England Patriots, but they're going to lose Sunday. But we knew that they were going to beat Denver. But the backup quarterback role is so big now. Even Atlanta's in that situation now to where somebody in the comments mentioned it. You need at least to have 2 solid quarterbacks, sometimes even 3 for some teams. 2 solid quarterbacks. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. How did Brock Purdy get into the game? Quarterbacks went down, got banged up, got injured. Mm-hmm. The backup role is so important right now in the NFL. That's why the Falcons have to make the right decision of who the bridge is going to be. I love hearing the Joe Flacco talk to as well. Joe Flacco speaking to the media about Kevin Stefanski said he's going to do a good job. Can't wait to see what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. Certain things fans are looking at with the Pro Bowl with Joe Flacco. I ain't gonna lie, Joe Flacco was out there throwing dimes. It was flag football, but he was throwing some dimes now. But the bridge quarterback, the backup quarterback, is a strong position in the NFL. We have to get the right person. Even hearing about it with Get Up ESPN this morning with Harry Douglas and the crew, they was over there talking. Big shout out to Harry Douglas too as well. They were talking about it. That 2027 draft class is loaded with quarterbacks. So if any team is having trouble this year with a guy that they don't think is going to work out, they're looking to 2027 to go get that Arch Manning, to go get that Dante Moore, or the other kid coming out of Miami, even Drew Mestamaker. But we don't want to get there just yet, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. See how to throw that Drew Mestamaker in there too as well, T-Will?
I see you, buddy.
Millie Mills in the chat, man. Top of the morning.
Hopefully, by the time Drew Mestamaker enters the draft, Michael Penix has dominated so much it's not even a thought. It's not even a thought, right? That's what I'm gonna hold on to.
That's for any team, though. I'm just throwing out. You never know which GM of any team watching this podcast. Like, oh, Drew Mestamaker, how the hell they know about Drew Mestamaker? You never. But yeah, man, let's get to some of these topics, man. We almost spent an hour here. We haven't even got to what we wanted to talk about this morning because, fans are just great for one time for the fan. You guys are doing an amazing job in the chat, talking amongst each other, putting the comments up so we can respond to them, putting these questions out so we can answer them too as well. Let's get to the checklist, T-Will, for Ian Cunningham. In chat, you guys can chime in. I will roll through some of the comments as we're talking about this just to catch up. We want everybody to, feel important here on One Time for the Fan. We do include everybody. That's one of the core values here at One Time for the Fan. So including everybody is very important. But the checklist for Ian Cunningham and the crew, T-Will, over in Flowery Branch, it probably already started, right? Ian Cunningham getting in the building, walking through Flowery Branch, meeting with the coaches, probably talking to a couple players, the equipment room, all that type of stuff. That's great. That's perfect. But now Ian's probably sitting at his desk going over some things like, we have to build this roster. We got to get this cap right. We got to get some things ready so that way when March hits, which T-Will, the new season is going to start in about a month and a couple days.
Yep.
It's already February 6th.
Yep.
As many can see right now, it's time to start preparing for Christmas time because the year is moving by pretty fast. Mm-hmm. So February the 6th already. Next month, new season begins. T-Will, they have to hit the ground running. I think the first thing that's on the list for Ian Cunningham would be re-signing players. Of course, looking into the draft because the draft and the free agency follows. The combine is actually getting ready to come up too as well really soon. Senior Bowl just happened. Mm-hmm.
Jack, can I interject something? I think the first thing is let's ascertain who's going to stay, right?
Right.
So the first thing he's got to do is to evaluate, okay, who are my gotta have it guys, right? Of everybody here, right? Who's staying? Who do we have to hold on to? Let's make that list, right? Then who's on the bubble? Maybe we hold on to them, maybe we don't. What do we need from them? Where you also got to make action plan. Like, what does this guy need to do to be the best version of himself? What does this guy need to do? What does this guy need to improve on? And then the last part is, okay, who can we let go? Right? Mm-hmm. Who can we let go? And it may surprise you, right? Because some guys who flourish in one system may not flourish in another system, right, contingent upon what that coach is looking for. But I think the first thing you have to do is you got to decide who's staying and who's going, right? And of those who's staying, we need a tier list from A to C, right? This guy,
that's too short, T-Will. A to Z. We got to go ahead and break it down for the whole entire NFL. If this guy's leaving, we need a whole list of who can bring in the success like this guy did, or
the folks that are staying. Who are
that's right?
I'm thinking of the grade scale. I don't think we'd keep anybody who was a D or an F, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking more so in those, but in those tiers, from great to good to fair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's establish who's where and who needs to be, if they're great, how can we make them greater? If they're good, how can we make them great? If they're fair, how can we make them
better?
That's the one thing you got to do. And then for those that are leaving, because they could still be under contract. So are we trading them? Are we releasing them? What are we doing? And then the plan to replace those that are leaving to your point, are we replacing them in the draft? Are we replacing them via free agency? To me, that's one checklist, right? That's step one.
T-Will, when you're going into your pastor mode, man, the chat loves it. Some people have invited you out to church. Of course, Antonio Henderson said, can we get an A and B selection from the choir? Then we'll have Pastor T-Will bring us the message. Amen. Doors of the church are now open. T-Will, you really go into Pastor T-Will. You go into that mode, T-Will, and I got to give it to you, man, because you talk football, but then, you really break it down for people that, might just come in here just strictly for football. Like we had the other day when people brought the racism comments about Kevin Stefanski, how you had to break that down. And, of course, even going back into your old football days when you was playing football, too, as well. And then going back to you being a Falcon fan since the 70s and the 80s where fans do not even know nothing about
before the Atlanta
Falcons back then.
Long before the internet.
Right.
Before cell phones.
Oh my gosh, T-Will. Don't put yourself in that era now.
They don't do that. I'm a fossil.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Fans in the chat are loving it, man.
I'd like a fullback. I'd like a fullback.
I think with this offense, you can get something with Charlie Warner.
Yeah, you could make him an H.
Right.
Make him an H-back.
He was something in that role for Zach Robinson a little bit. You saw that in the Patriot game when they motioned him a few times and, of course, line him up right there in front of Bijan. And he helped clear the way. Now, Charlie Warner, of course, is also going to be on that list because you could get that $4 to $5 million back if you decide to let him go. And then you have to go pick up somebody who can play the Charlie Warner role.
Yeah.
So going on the checklist, because that's what we're talking about right now, Falcon fans, Ian Cunningham's checklist, Matt Ryan's checklist of what to do when this new league starts. Some of the names that just come to mind are Kirk Cousins. I think that's the first one that they got to look at. During that re-signing period, do you want to cut him and bring him back? Is Kirk willing to stay here in Atlanta if they want to bring him back? Do they want to go find a starting job somewhere else? The money situation, of course, with the previous regime, overpaying Kirk, or I guess some people would say that's the price you had to pay for that quarterback at that time.
Well, now let's look at it, Jack.
It's coming back to kick us now.
40, it is, but $40 million at that time was pretty much the rate for a decent quarterback. Because mind you, Joe Burrow has a 55. Whoever got the last whether it's Burrow or Lamar, one of them has a $60 million contract. So if 60 is tier A, then 40 is what? Right? Right now, $10 million is bottom of the barrel quarterback. Right? So it wasn't a great contract, but I don't think we overpaid. I think we paid for Kirk's skill set. I think the plan that we had was substandard. I think the plan for if Kirk gets injured, then what, right? Because if you're going into 2024 and you got a guy that's just coming off of, Achilles, then you better damn well make sure Penix is ready, right? But this is what happens when you try and focus on non-football things. Well, if we put Penix in, then the fans won't like it when we take him out. So what? You're trying to win games, right?
Raheem and the crew had to play him backwards.
Correct. The plan to address this was bad because the ones in charge were capitulating to what they thought people wanted as opposed to running a football team, right?
Which the development also wasn't there too as well. I don't think they were developing him correctly behind the scenes with Kirk. Yes, you learn from your starting quarterback and you hear those comments, oh, we're going to do everything we can to help him. And, we're in the playbook and we talk all the time. a little bit different than actually going out there and developing a guy. I think you've seen it with Aaron Rodgers, you've seen it with Jordan Love, Brett Favre, some of those guys. I mean, you clearly see when it's time to go, it's time to go. Drake May, too, as well, getting thrown into the fire after the whole Gerard Mayo thing. And, of course, him having a bad first season. Drake May's second season, he is on the way to the Super Bowl. Bo Nix, too, as well. Sam Darnold, who's been a starter and a backup in different systems. And that's the funny thing about it. That's why you can't really give up on Penix. Because with the right coaches, with the right people around him,
there you go. Say that again. Say what you said again.
You cannot give up on Penix.
No, with the right what?
With the right coaches.
There you go.
With the right organization, with the right staff behind him, with the right people who's going to put him in the best decision, best scenarios to be a winner. You can see Penix next year in the playoffs, taking this team to the I'm about to go Eastern Conference Final, like we talking about basketball, taking this team to the NFC Championship. Look at CJ Stroud. Look at what he's doing in Houston. Look at what Caleb Williams is doing in Chicago. Right? Look at what Jordan Love did in Green Bay. Can't just give up on Penix just yet. So for the fans that are doing it, there's a lot to look at. And of course, now, like your brother Eric would say, the coaching staff is looking much like the Avengers. Of course, some of these names you might not know, but go back and look at their experience and their titles of what they've been doing. Way more different than what Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson has.
Right.
And we kept Jeff Ulbrich too as well. The defensive side of the ball, I'm telling you right now, Jeff Ulbrich and the defensive coach is looking like, yeah, we good over here. We everybody good over here on this side. What y'all looking like over there on the offense? Oh, we got Bill Callahan. We got Tommy Reese to come over here and help run these. If he's going to be calling the plays, if Kevin Stefanski is going to be calling the plays, if he's going to be designing the plays, however it might, they go about that. But you got that Tanner England guy too as well, who's in the building. You got Alex Van Pelt, who's also in the building too as well. So it's like they're building something special, and I can't wait to see it. So it's going to be amazing seeing here what the Falcons can do. But yes, the checklist for Ian Cunningham re-signing, who has to stay in the building, the free agents too as well, because once the free agents become available, the first group of people that's out the door, it's time to bring the next group of people into the building. And that's going to be very big. If Kirk Cousins decides, nope, I'm up out of here, I'm gone, all right, get up out of here. Well, who is our backup quarterback if Penix is our starter? Who is our bridge quarterback until Penix is ready? That has to be one of the first things talked about on the table. And we have player family here, and we talk respectfully about all the players. So if we ever say a name and say that the person might be getting cut or the person might be leaving the building, this is just a business. This is not one time for the fan being disrespectful in any manner. We know how much we love Tyler Algier, and we want to keep him here. We all have said it multiple times in the chat and amongst each other. If he's due for a big payday and the Falcons can't pay him, then he might be one that could be leaving to go to a different team. And now that opens up a door for what, T-Will? A backup running back. Are we going to draft one? Are we going to sign one?
Yeah.
So now that's two positions that Ian Cunningham's looking at. Looking at the offensive line. Is Nuzil's job in jeopardy? Do they want to keep Nuzil? Do they want to beef up the center position by drafting somebody so they can have some competition? Jake Matthews camp battle. Remember we talked about the camp competition battles? Jake Matthews doesn't have a camp competition battle this year. Matthews will be Matthews. Regardless of how many false starts or holding, whatever he had last year, Matthews will be Matthews in week 1. Chris Lindstrom will be Chris Lindstrom in week 1. If Caleb McGarry comes back, of course, coming back healthy, what does Bill Callahan see with that group to say, do we want to have somebody battle Caleb McGarry for that spot? Which I think over the past couple of years before the injury, Caleb McGarry's been, from where he was as a rookie to where he is now, you might want to have Caleb McGarry back out there.
McGarry's a mauler.
He's a mauler.
McGarry is an
expensive mauler, but he's a mauler.
He's a mauler. right? So, you got him for one more year. You may as well.
I don't see the camp competition battle over there. So that's 3 offensive linemen I'm not seeing it with. Yeah. But Bergeron and Nuzil could be something that they can look at. Bergeron, who was drafted, I think, 2nd or 3rd round from the Falcons a couple years ago. Now he's in places being a starter. And I think, for the Falcon fans, they've seen Bergeron on some good levels and some not so good levels. But that's Bill Callahan's job to come in here and fix the offensive line. And of course, take good and make them great, take fair and make it better. Mm-hmm. Nuzil's job could be the one that you're looking at on the line where it's like, you could possibly have a new center in here next year. Or you could possibly have a camp competition battle in here. Those are the things on the checklist that Ian and the group are looking at. Here's another thing, too, the wide receiver room. Ian Cunningham's going to go down that list and say, oh, look, just Drake London. Just that's it. Just Drake London. Mooney, you're probably going to have to get rid of Mooney. Get that bread. Chris Blair is signed to the practice squad. Mm-hmm. But Chris Blair still now has to fight to make the 53, which I'm hoping somebody in this organization can look over there and say, Blair has been on our practice squad for years. There's a reason why we kept him around. It's time to bring Blair up. Even if he makes wide receiver 5 or they run with 6 wide receivers, it would be good to have Blair out there on the court because we saw it in preseason last year. Blair was out there balling.
Blair was balling.
But then when we got to the regular season and we needed wide receivers, Raheem and the crew don't want to bring Blair up. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of disappointing. The wide receiver room, that's part of the checklist. Kyle Pitts, too, as well. Do we keep him? Do we tag him? Mm-hmm. Is he walking free? Because once these players leave the building, we have to bring in players into the building. That is part of the checklist. Re-signing Caden Ellis. Is Caden Ellis a part of our future? Trades. Is it worth it to trade Jesse Bates? Certain things that Ian Cunningham has to look at, too, as well. He's not dealing with the price of the food at the stadium. He's dealing with the football team. So we have to look into these moves that is coming up on the checklist for Ian Cunningham. You're working with the salary cap here. You're trying to get a little bit more money. You got to get some bread back. I mean, we can't sit over here with $27 million going into the free agency. There's got to be a way to get to $50 million and beyond. Restructures too, T. Will. Mm-hmm. Maybe Jake Matthews wants to restructure. Maybe Chris Lindstrom would like to restructure a little bit. Maybe A.J. Terrell would like to restructure a little bit. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, there's not too many players going to be going to go look at and be like, hey, bro, we need a little bit of bread back, bro. Need a little bit of bread. Remember Jalen Hawkins? Remember what Hawkins said in New England? They asked him to take a cut on his rookie deal. That doesn't look good. You want me to restructure my rookie deal?
I'm a rookie.
I'm a rookie, man.
What is there to restructure?
I'm still living in the bando. What you want my deal for? And Jalen Hawkins, who's now getting ready to compete for a Super Bowl in a couple of days too, as well.
What do you want me to restructure, man? What do
you want my white Air Forces and my black Air Forces? You got me, man.
I'm a rookie, man. Come on.
So there's so much to go over, man.
Sponsorship, Jesus.
Oh my gosh. I ain't got no NIL money. That I done blew that.
Who you think I am? NIL Berto?
Oh my God. Everybody's not NIL Berto.
I'm not NIL Berto.
Just imagine if they came to Kobe Bryant and said, you know, Kobe, we're gonna need about that 50,000. We're gonna need about 50,000 from you, Kobe. Maybe 100,000 from you. Man, what? What? You what? I'm up out of here. In that Lambo. Big shout out to Kobe Bryant too as well. That's a decision to make too as well.
Yep.
Be offered. These are decisions to make. A backup safety. Who's to say if DeMarco Hellams will be here long term? You saw what Xavier Watts and Jesse Bates did. Another cornerback. Another nose tackle. What you say? Big pretty. A big pretty in the middle.
Big pretty.
A run stuffer. I think they should. I'm telling you, if they have the opportunity to talk to Nate Ali before the free agency and say, give us a guy or two that you would like to bring. And Nate Ali might be like, you know that guy Sheldon Rankins down there in Houston? You might want to look into him. Sheldon Rankins with this defense, What he did in Houston, oh my God.
Show out.
Or they can go the cheaper route and go what? Go draft somebody in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yep.
Some fans are saying, nah, you got to get the kid from Texas Tech in the 2nd round. You got to get the kid from Florida State in the 2nd round. Who's to say the Falcons go that route on draft night?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that they're still on the board on draft night? The way that this draft is looking, them players getting ready to start sliding up. I done seen this way too many times. We put our eggs in one basket for one player. And the Falcons say, nope, we're going the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Create your draft board like the way Ian Cunningham's about to create his draft board. There's going to be about a good 100 names on that list.
That's a good point. But you know what you can do? You can probably go back and look at the last 4 or 5 Eagles drafts.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look at the positions that they took, and you can see if this year's draft will align with that. Because to your point, I think there will be a focus on the trenches. Matter of fact, they even said that.
They said the trenches, so that means so the focus is the trenches. T. Will, let's take a little bit from the checklist with Ian Cunningham. If the focus is the trenches, and he said that in the meeting. Your draft is coming up. You're going to build through your draft. I'm seeing a lot of the retweets and the reposts.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're going free agency to get other positions away from the draft. So your cornerback, 2 or 3, your wide receiver, 2 or 3, is probably coming from free agency.
Right.
Because you're not going to say we're going to address the trenches in the draft. And then 2nd round and 3rd round, you go corner and wide receiver. It's like, where did this come from? So if we're trying to pick apart what these comments are and what the GM is saying, they're probably addressing a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman in the draft. Maybe 2 or 3 of them with those 5 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you trade back, I told you this now, if you trade back, if you're sitting at 44 and a team from 53 calls and says, hey, I want to move up to 44. All right, what you got for me? Let's bargain. Let's make a deal. What you got for me? Well, we'll give you 53, and we also have another 3rd round. We'll give you that 3rd rounder too. All right, well, we'll talk about it. Oh, wait, the Vikings are calling. Vikings, what you need? Well, you're at 64. Okay, what do you want to move up to? Where we're at? Okay, what you got for me? Oh, you're going to give me 2 4th rounds? Okay, well, that's a little bit different than what the Eagles just said. So I can see how you're getting ready to work this draft. But you're trying to get a bunch of players to help fill these positions that you need. So I'm thinking corners, free agency, wide receivers, free agency, another running back, free agency, and then the draft, they just attack the trenches. Like you said, T-Will. Probably get another a run stuffer up top in the middle. Probably look at that center position if that's the camp competition battle for New Zealand. Maybe another guard or another tackle. But you got to get some big. I keep saying big pretties. You got to get some big uglies up in here, man. You got to get some people that's going to be some.
Now you just sparked Lowe's ire.
You got to scare some folks. You got to scare some people in them trenches. And to hear the GM say that, T-Will, I'm all for it, man. So what's your thoughts when it comes to what the GM is saying versus the season getting ready to start in about a month for these Falcons? Because it's time to hit the ground running. And they're at the table right now, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. You know they're sitting over there talking about this right now.
I'm in complete agreement with it. If you look at the Eagles last year, their offensive coordinator was not the greatest, yet they were in every game because that defense was unstoppable. Because they've built up those trenches to where you're not going to run on those Eagles. You're not gonna score very many points on those Eagles. That defense is second to none right now. I mean, okay, Seattle's the best defense this year, but the Eagles' defense was got to be top 5. They were great. And a large part of that would be the trenches and the defensive line because, we need to substitute this guy. We got this guy. Oh, we need to substitute that guy. You know what I mean? They can just go and pick one. You know what I mean? They got defensive tackles for days. You know what I mean? And their defensive tackles generate pressure.
Even when there's free agents, they still find a way to get players. It's random as hell when the Eagles sign somebody. It's like, how the hell do they still have room for that guy?
Right. Well, because they draft so well. Because they don't miss on their draft picks for the trenches, right? That's why I said we're going to focus on the trenches. So look, I'm all on board with the talent that we have. You add some trench warfare to that, you got something, sir. So, yeah, all for it.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Chat is live. Chat is lit. Miss Pam, Auntie Pam's in the chat. Got Larry
Auntie
in the
Pam,
chat.
what's going on? What's going on? Christy from Mississippi.
Christy's in the chat. Lady Birds from AFN is in the chat. So many Falcon fans. So many content creators. Winston Thornton is in the chat too as well. Larry is in the chat talking Falcons football with everybody. Auntie Pam says dynamic duo Lindstrom and McGarry going to be dangerous. On that side, Eric Mack is in the chat about you speaking facts because Bill Callahan will speak up. Hey, man, it's going down in a major way. Larry said Kobe Bryant will be a sleeper this offseason, man. Let me tell you something. They got to rebuild that wide receiver room. They got to get those cornerbacks together, too, as well, because I know Tidy did break down the other day that Mike Hughes, looking at his cap hit, he might even be back in the building. So some fans are like, oh, we need a CB2. It might be Mike Hughes. And then behind that, you might have to bring back D. Offord. Matter of fact, there is no Mike. You have to bring back D. Offord. D. Offord is balling. He's been balling here as a Falcon for quite some time. So I'm sure that, Offord's team is probably, going to be speaking with Ian Cunningham's team. And, of course, whatever deal works out. I'd love to see D. Offord still here in Atlanta. If they overlook D and be like, no, we can't pay you, D. D's been on one-year contracts for the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. Bring him back. Give him what he needs. Pay the man. The man has been balling out. Billy Bowman coming back from injury too as well. Kobe Bryant for what he did last year when he stepped in. Maybe the cornerback room isn't as bad as we think. If you're able to have a healthy Billy Bowman back, Kobe Bryant back in the building, D. Offord back in the building. Yes, he might have to get some additional depth. Matter of fact, C.J. Henderson came in there and did his damn job when he was called up too from the practice squad. I don't think the cornerback room is as bad as the wide receiver room right now in Atlanta. Because we talked about weapons the other night on the show. The only two weapons you got right now is Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. Weapons to get into the end zone, to move the chains. Who is our wide receiver 3? We do not know. Who is our wide receiver 4 and 2? We do not know. So maybe in free agency you go attack that room. But Drake London is now the sole and true leader of that wide receiver room. And he's still under rookie contract. That's wild to see. Most of the time you get a veteran in there, a Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, a guy that's been around for a while. You got the rookie leading the wide receiver room. Or not the rookie, a guy under his rookie contract, which Drake London is a baller. I remember when we drafted Drake London, fans were like, why did you draft this guy? A USC wide receiver? Why did we draft this guy? Drake London years later, baller. You better, and you guess what? You got to pay him coming up too. We said it the other day about Bijan Robinson. He's probably going to be the highest paid NFL player in history. Bijan Robinson's a beast. Problem. And he was a DJ last night at the NFL Honors. He over there using his DJing skills. Big shout out to Bijan Robinson. Big shout out to the Robinson family too as well. Grandma, granddad, auntie, Angela, Clarissa. Big shout out to everybody. Yeah, we know them too. Nando's in the chat. I can see Cunningham making a huge trade as well for a CB2 or a wide receiver 2. Trades are going to happen. That is part of the checklist, Nando. You are right on the money. Do they want to trade for a guy? Do they want to trade for a backup quarterback? Are these moves going to be happening on draft night? Are they going to happen before draft night? Moves can happen in a matter of days and weeks. It can happen. I'm just ready for this.
I think from what I gather from him and what he said in the press conferences, he values picks. So we have 5 right now, and he alluded to a previous draft.
But they had 5 and they ended up with 9 or 10.
I don't think that's by accident. Yeah. I think he's letting the world know and the league know we're
hungry. We're hungry for picks.
Trade back. We want to get picks. So I don't think we're going to be trading up. I think we're going to be trading back. I think we're going to try and get picks and acquire talent that way. And you can do that if you have a scouting department that recognizes not only what you need but can find it, right? So I'm intrigued by it because, again, The Eagles every year, the Eagles draft defensive linemen well. That's something that they do. The Giants draft defensive linemen well. And now that we have someone for their system, and look it, JPJ and Jalen Walker, outstanding. But let's keep this thing going, right? Let's add 2 or 3 more big pretties on that line. Let's bring back Trice. Let's bring back what's the other one that got hurt in the last game or whatever?
Dorless. Dorless gonna be there.
Back Dorless, man.
And we're forgetting about Rook Aurora too as well. I think we've overlooked Rook Aurora a lot. We had one of the highest RAS scores coming out of college, and I think Rook has been balling too as well on a level of, yes, Dorless has done, his job to a level of people are like Dorless, but let's not forget about Rook. Like Rook is putting in that body of work. Don't forget Zach Harrison too as well. A couple of these names we haven't mentioned are still here to be looked at on this roster by Ian Cunningham, Matt Ryan, and the crew. And we're going to get to Matt Ryan in just a minute too as well before we wrap up the show, because I know some fans want to talk about Matt Ryan in a good way. Hal Poole, if you're there, we're talking about Matt Ryan in a good way. Hal Poole, if you're in the chat, we're going to talk about Matt Ryan in a good way. Hal Poole to the stage. Hal Poole's a fan of the show, but he is not a fan of Matt Ryan.
Not at all.
Matter of fact, he might be listening. I think we just woke him up. He just called me out. He's gonna text me in a minute too, man. So Nando Barnes in the chat too as well, man. Shout out to Nando, Megan. So many Falcon fans in the chat too. Did Scott Karasik, last name like Jurassic, did he put up who is the strength and conditioning coach? Did we hire one yet?
That's a good question.
I know he set up the coaches. He had the coaching notes up there the other day. Can you check and see on his page, or check and see did the Falcons hire a strength and conditioning coach? That could be one of the last few positions that they're looking for right now to get things going. Then again, they might have just kept the same one from last year. I remember Matt Ryan walking through. I don't know, was that the doctor or was it the I can't remember that video when Matt Ryan was walking through the facility showing Kevin Stefanski. They went into the medical room, and I think they were talking to the strength and conditioning coach, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's still here. Don't know his name. Can't remember his name. I know that doctor, I believe, who worked at Emory is still here with the Falcons, the dude with the bald head. I can't remember his name, though. But I remember the Falcons did a video on him, too, as well.
What coach are you asking about now?
The strength and conditioning coach for the Falcons.
I do not see him on this list.
It's possible. I know the Falcons updated their website with the coaches and the titles. That's when we noticed that Marquise Williams and so on, some of the other people are not there. They might have put it on there too as well. But then again, we could be missing that piece of information. Another name I think that's important for Ian Cunningham, Kevin Stefanski, and that crew that we're overlooking is Bob Quinn, who came from the Lions, previously with the Patriots too as well, won 4 Super Bowl rings as an advisor and administrator. And now he's over here as what? He's like an advisor to Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah.
He's worked with Matt Stafford. He's worked with the Patriots back then with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Matt has put together a really solid group.
He has.
Of not just business-minded folks, but football business-minded
guys. Right. Football guys. Guys who know football. Right.
It helps Matt Ryan's job a little bit better.
Right.
So now you're hearing more about why he's doing a good job, because he has these people at the table with him. You'll see a lot of these people at the draft for, when they go to the war room and they're over there clapping on the pick and whoever they're making. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Matt Ryan's feeling good about in the position that he is right now, because Matt Ryan's up here, Arthur Blank's up here. Mm-hmm. But there are some guys that you might think, oh, no, them is low-level executives. No, they're not. These people are sitting at the table with Matt Ryan too as well. Mm-hmm. So just be prepared for that. Nando said, I don't think we'll resign Ellis this offseason. Cunningham will have this linebacker group revamped this season. Toad won't be here. Floyd, Malone, AK won't be here. A lot going on in Atlanta with these Falcons. And, of course, revamping a lot of position groups here. So big shout out to Nando. Big shout out to everybody in the chat too as well. breakfast with One Time for the Fan, soon to be lunch with One Time for the Fan. As we're rounding the 11:15 time right now. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. One Time for the Fan is always from the fan, for the fan. Of course, the chat is live, is lit. Y'all are doing an amazing job talking football with us. We are, an hour and 30-something minutes into the podcast. We are now going to the second topic that we had to talk about here. Because when we first started the show, the chat just came in here, just questions among questions and comments. And it's just, we're feeling the vibe and the love from the chat. We love to include everybody here on One Time for the Fans. So keep the comments rolling, man. Keep the questions rolling. We're going to get to them as best as we can. And if we do miss a comment or miss a question, don't get mad at us. Blame Kerry. No, but don't get mad at us. We're just doing the best we can to get through this podcast, and of course, giving everybody, their say here on the show. Let's see here. Hucklebuck said, "Competent coaching matters." #. Big shout out to Hucklebuck. Mactown Dirty. Usually, Mactown Dirty jumps in here around the end of the show. Mactown Dirty, you here right on time, my brother. Because we still have another segment coming up, and of course, our questions from the chat too, as well, as we catch up to a lot of people here. DJ Biggs in the chat too as well. I think they re-signed the center. I thought I seen the other day, unless it was old. I don't think they've done any re-signings as yet. I don't think that's happened. We definitely would have talked about it if anything would have happened on the re-signing level. Because One Time for the Fan ain't missing no beat when it comes to talking about these Atlanta Falcons. A1 Forever's in the chat, man. Big shout to A1 Forever, content creator. Go check out his content. YouTuber. Podcaster. This guy does amazing work when it comes to just being, I was going to say on and off the field, but he does amazing work when it just comes to being a fan, talking about Hawks, Atlanta sports in general. T-Will, he's like another version of you, if I'm not mistaken. This is A1 Forever. And, A1, I told you about that Hawks trade. You were talking about it with me the other night in the chat. That boy went crazy last night.
Londale, hey man, yeah, he did. He balled out. He balled out last night, no doubt about it.
Going crazy, man. Hucklebuck is in the chat. The big difference between Morris and Stefanski has been coaching staff composition. Neither was my first choice, but I already see where we might expect to get a different result on the field. I already see the different result right now.
That's fair.
I already see it. I see it from the quarterback's coach. I see it from the wide receivers coach. I see it from the president of football operations, people who wasn't here when Raheem was here. Mm-hmm. Now, I ain't gonna lie, if Matt Ryan was here, it could have been a different story. That's all buddy. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we got Matt Ryan in the building with Kevin Stefanski and the crew. Matt said, am I the only one worried Stefanski only won 8 games in 2 years with that Browns defense? T-Will, that alone scares the heck out of me.
It's quarterback-driven league, sir. You can have the best defense in the world. You don't have a quarterback.
The Browns fans said it to me last night. They did not have a quarterback. As much as people think about Shedeur and Dalen Gabriel, they did not have a quarterback.
Right? Shedeur's young, and I don't even want to think about the three-ring circus that is the Cleveland Browns upper management. Look, at the end of the day, Cleveland is not Atlanta. Jack, mm-hmm. Everybody? Okay.
Not everybody, yeah.
Yeah. Cleveland is not Atlanta. And I'm not worried about Kevin at all, because not only is Kevin a good coach, but Kevin has surrounded himself with a great coaching staff. Not a good coaching staff, a great coaching staff. And Kevin Stefanski did not have a Bijan Robinson in Cleveland. He did not have a Drake London in Cleveland. He did not have a Kyle Pitts in Cleveland.
Just say Bijan. He could have been a totally different story with Bijan out there.
Right.
Totally different story.
Right. So
but here's one thing, T-Will.
Mm-hmm.
For the Shedeur stands, they were talking about it this morning on ESPN. Deshaun Watson is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Shedeur stands, to get that opportunity to be the starter, it's probably could happen somewhere along the season. But I don't think Todd Monken, as much as they laughed and cheered and had a good time talking and taking pictures the other day, Todd Monken's gonna look down and say, "Holy shit, Deshaun Watson is coming back." And Shedeur has to look over there and say, "Holy shit, Deshaun Watson is coming back." Your job is not that easy in Cleveland, Shedeur. And for the fans that were
Deshaun's been gone for a couple of years, so I really think that competition is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think.
If Deshaun comes back and does what Deshaun has done in the past before the injury, Shedeur's not starting.
When was the injury again?
Oh, it's been like 2 years now, hasn't it? He's in the same boat as Trice, is he not?
Before that whole thing, right? Because when he came back after he had been off for a couple of years, he wasn't great. So
that's right. That was around the
20 what now?
Was that 2022?
2022. So before Ohtani signed his big contract, right? Before the Eagles won their second championship, before 2022, man, a lot
has changed.
What year are we in now?
2026.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it. I don't count out Shedeur. Don't count out. And again, to your point, if Watson plays like he played back then, you're right. But when's the last time we've seen that Watson?
Todd Monken is a different OC. If you might get a better Watson version than what we had in the past. And again, I don't want to talk too much Cleveland Browns, nor do I care about the Cleveland Browns.
Me neither, but may the best man win, man. I'm just saying, don't count out Shedeur.
Possibly going to be Dylan Gabriel. But Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I just threw a shot over there too as well. Eric Mack said, I do like the idea of going to get Sheldon Rankins. Sheldon Rankins is a beast.
I love Sheldon Rankins.
He's a beast, man. It's going down in the major way. Nate Ali coached him up too as well. He knows what's going on over there.
I love Sheldon Rankins.
Right. Michael L's in the chat. Island Mike is an Island Mike.
Island Mike.
Here we go, using our Jamaican accents for a guy living in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rican Mike. I can't really do a Puerto Rican accent. I would offend a lot of people, Mike. So that's why I stick with the Jamaican one. So I don't know. Every time you do that, I think of The Last Dragon. Every time I just think Leroy, kiss my Converse. Show me some more. Every time you do that, man. That's what
using Jamaican accents to describe Island Mike living in Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh. Hey man, it's going down in a major way. So there's rumor.
What up, Pandemic? What's going on, brother?
Big shout out to Pandemic, man. There's rumor that Pandemic, oh man, I just want to say thank you the other day for the detail on the truck, man. You did a great job. You and Country was out there.
Pandemic now, Jack.
Yeah, really, man. I had to throw a Pandemic in there, man.
Ain't bothered you, man.
Hey, man. He said he was looking for me on the golf course the other day. You don't call out no golfer.
Hey, let me.
You don't call out no golfer, man, because we were ready to have a scramble.
Me and Pandemic were born in the same year, man. I can't let you come at the Pandemic. I ain't do nothing to you, Jack.
That's the OG right there.
Huh?
That's the OG right there, Pandemic.
That's the OG, man. That's the OG homie right there. You can't do him like that. Come on.
Big shout out to Pandemic, another content creator. Make sure y'all go check out Pandemic's page. Hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. Drop in for the one time whenever he goes live. Pandemic talks Falcons football too as well. Ricondo, a real Falcons fan, got another content creator. Go check out A1. Who else? Big Low Country, Uncle Steve, Bro Talk, reporting eligible. Berto, man, there's so many content creators. Maggie T and them, AFN. Now, speaking of that, I got a call the other day from NIL Berto.
NIL Berto. And
apparently, NIL Berto and Bro Talk is going to be joining us here at One Time for the Fan.
That's what's up, man.
That's an amazing podcast. You guys probably remember Berto's been on the show before by himself. And, of course, the time Bro Talk joined here for the first time was last year at the draft when we did our draft podcast. We did over 5 hours of content live. Our first set of guests that came onto the show was Bro Talk and Berto, who do a fantastic job on their channel. So apparently next week, I don't know if it's going to be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We're working out the final details, but next week we're going to have Bro Talk joining us. We're going to have Berto joining us. We're going to talk some free agents, right? We're going to talk some Kevin Stefanski, talk some Ian Cunningham, and of course, any updates that happens with the Atlanta Falcons between now and then. So that would be great to have another podcast with some content creators joining us. Fandemic, man, you got to hit me up, man. We got to get Fandemic back on the show. He's been here a few times. We'd love to have you back again, too, as well. Maybe we can probably have a show on the golf course if you still got your clubs. I don't know if they're rusted or, you have to, dig them up from the ground, because I know it's been a long time since you said you last played golf. But, if you want to do it, Fandemic, just let me know. But big shout out to Fandemic. He's in the chat here talking Falcons football. Just everybody in here who's just talking Falcons. I'm just man, it's 11:15 in the morning. Falcon fans are awake, T-Will.
They are awake and raring to go, buddy.
They up. Look, DJ B got a question. He said, who do you think the kicker will be? I ain't gonna lie, Zane Gonzalez has done a decent job to say, put his name back into the rankings of the kicker for next year. Then again, Falcons could go look around the league. There's going to be a lot of other free agent kickers available. During the season, it was kind of tough. A lot of kickers were already signed to their teams. They wasn't leaving their teams. The Koo situation happened. Then the Parker Romo situation happened. Forced us to go through these camp competition battles during practice with other kickers, making quick decisions, quick hires. Guess what? Raheem, who made the decision, is no longer here. Marquise Williams, who made that decision, is no longer here. So it's up to what Craig Osselin, I think his name is. That's the new special teams coordinator. Mm-hmm. So that's a decision that they have to make in the offseason, which is right now. Who is going to be our kicker? I would like to know. DJ Big, that's a good question. I would like to know who's going to be our kicker without having that Koo camp competition battle crap again. Because we were promised. Well, you know this. We were promised that everything was fine with Koo. When we knew from last year, the year before that, going into the Vegas game, that everything was not fine with Koo. But for some strange reason, they lied to us.
We were hoodwinked.
What a muck. And we were put in a position to where
injured Koo landed
missing so many field goals and extra points and things. It's like, what is happening here? Now, yes, Zane Gonzalez did miss a kick. All field goal kickers here and there miss a kick, but not the way that Koo was missing, not the way that Parker Romo was missing them. So I need Craig, the new special teams coordinator, not Craig in the chats. I know he just got his minutes put back on his Metro, so big shout out to Craig as well. But I need the new special teams coordinator to get the kicking situation down. Also, the punter, what's the punter's name?
You got me, man.
What is the punter's name?
I couldn't.
I'm about to say Bosher. It's been a while.
You paid me.
Damn, we don't even mention the punter on our team. We don't even mention the punter on our show. We can't remember this guy's name. Chat, what's the punter's name for the Falcons? What's his name again? I totally can't remember. I'm lost in the sauce right now. Bradley Pinion.
There you go.
Does Bradley Pinion stick around with us? That's one thing to look at. I'm looking for special teams to be on point this year. Big shout out to the Falcon fan in the chat that mentioned Bradley Pinion. I was stuck like, what the hell is our punter? Jordan Addison, can he stretch the field? Jordan Addison from the Minnesota Vikings? Could be a solid number 2. Never know. I think they're going to be looking for, somebody to play alongside Drake, who's going to be a good route runner. Definitely speedy, athletic. That number 3 slot too. A lot of times people use like the smaller receivers in the slot to get through these little zones and, of course, gaps and so forth. You don't want another 6'3", 6'4" receiver on the other side of Drake London. So maybe Jordan Addison could fit in this team. I heard some fans saying we need to draft Zachariah Branch from the Dogs in the 2nd or 3rd round if he's going to be available. Branch is going to be moving up quickly. People saw what Branch did this season, so I can't wait to see what the Falcons do there. Nathan Floyd is in the chat talking Falcons football with us. 3 Dirty is in the chat.
What up, 3 Dirty?
Talking Falcons football with us. Michael L says, Who do you see as our starter at quarterback next season? Man, Michael L. from Puerto Rico.
Hopefully Penix.
Hopefully Penix.
Yeah, hopefully Penix.
That's what we're looking at right now. If he's not rushed back and he is 100%, matter of fact, 200% healthy.
Yep.
I don't want to see Penix in a situation where the Falcons, Kevin Stefanski in the first year, are pushing for him to be back. Because right now, even listening to some of the media outside of Atlanta that has spoke on Penix, even listening to some of the people that we've talked to around Atlanta, I don't see a week one timetable at the moment. But then again, from the hands of God, you never know. This kid could be totally ready to go by preseason. Here's the thing. If he is ready to go by preseason, T. Will, do you play him in preseason with your new head coach, with your new OC, with your new passing game coordinator? Do you play him in preseason if he's ready to go?
Good question.
Our old regime didn't want to play the starters. Now you have a brand new head coach. Well, that's a good question for the chat. Do you think the starters will play in preseason?
Did the Browns play in preseason? That'll tell you.
Something to go look at.
Preseason, then I would say yes.
But Michael L., that's a good question right there.
If they didn't, then I would say no.
Right. But for the fans that are saying that he's going to – I saw somebody the other day say Penix is going to be good to go by April. That's a very short timetable. Too short, if you ask me.
I'll see that when I see it. I mean, look, hopefully so. Hopefully so. But we'll see. You know, if that's the case, great. But to your point, please don't rush him back.
Right. But we can mention some names when it comes to quarterback, too.
You said what?
We can mention some names for who could possibly be the starting quarterback. I mean, Kirk's name Flacco, is going to be talked about.
Flacco, if it's 4 or 5 games, Flacco still has an arm, still can sling it. You know, now you got to protect him. He's not a young chicken, so I don't see him scrambling all that much. So,
questions get asked, and they get responded with answers that bring up more questions. If your other quarterback comes in, T. Will, and Penix is out for 5 weeks, and he goes 5-0 or 4-1. How good is Penix's position to get back into the starting role at that point? Because you know how fans are. Everything's good when you ain't playing football. Everything's good. When you start winning games, people start talking. If your Briggs, your backup comes in here, T. Will, and you're 5-0. And I'm going off both sides of this.
No, I understand.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but if you're 5-0, 4-1, Penix comes back and he's healthy, do you put him back into the mix, or do you just let it play out? Like, I'm not the coach, so I can't say.
I'm going to imitate our team president, Mr. Matt Ryan, and I'm going to say that is a Kevin Stefanski decision. And
wow, look at you, T. Will.
I'm gonna get. See, I learned. I learned, Jack. I learned. I'm not going. Hey, I'm not doing that. That is a Kevin Stefanski decision, and God bless him if he's ever in that situation, because he's got to make the right one. You know, because you're looking at, you know, there's so many variables to consider. You know what I mean? Like, you're 5-0, so you'd have to consider, well, we got a good thing going here. You know, I don't know. Maybe you want to make him wait another week or two. You know, so we lose, and I'm kidding. I mean, that's a Stefanski decision, and you know, you get paid the big bucks to make the right decision at the right time for the right team.
I don't want to fast forward time, but if that was to happen, do you know what happens amongst fans in these type of chats?
I already know.
You know what's going to happen, right?
You're going to have chaos. You're
going to have total chaos.
We should have Penix. Oh, no, we shouldn't. We should have so-and-so. Oh, no,
they're going to go right back to the press conferences in January, right back to what Matt Ryan said in February. They're going to go back into the past and say, but I thought he was going to be hey, bro, we 6-1 right now with such and such. You see how you think about it right now? Because if that does happen, who's to say? And there are going to be fans in the chat, fans thinking about it, talking with their buddies and their friends to say, nah, I don't think we should put him back in. And you're going to have some fans in here saying, nah, put him back in. Once again, you got fans on this side of the fence and fans on this side of the fence. It happens with every question that is asked about the players, about the uniform. There's going to be fans. Hey, do you like the new Falcons uniforms in April? Yes and no. And they're going to do the same thing. Some fans are going to say, oh, we should have never did that. We should have went to this look. Here goes this concept I drew up the other night on Photoshop, that type of shit. So I'm telling y'all right now, it doesn't matter what question is asked. You're going to get people on both sides of the fence. Big shout to Coolest Dre in the chat too as well. Hucklebuck, Michael L, 330. April Thomas is in the chat too as well. Georgia Clay in the chat. Big shout out to Georgia Clay in the chat. A1 Forever. Jeff Wolf is back in the chat too as well. Jeff Wolf is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure Jeff Wolf is outside Flowery Branch over there at the facility waiting for open to the public camp to start.
What up, Jeff?
Because Jeff is always early for everything. So big shout to Jeff Wolf.
I hung out with Jeff the last Falcons game I went to. I can't remember which one it was. We hung out.
That was was that the Falcons Saints? No, the Rams. He was with me for the Rams, right?
Yeah, it was so cold. Oh my
God,
it was cold. Jeez.
That's when I would tell you, I was like, T-Will, walk out of the club, make the right. You're gonna see me at the top of the hill. And T-Will,
yeah.
Where you at, Jack? Damn police officer, like, get him. He's over there in the car. Get him. I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to pick my homeboy up. Don't get me no damn ticket. Yeah. You can't jaywalk, sir. There's no jaywalking.
I did jaywalk. Yes, I did. Oh man, we had some fun at that game, Jack.
My God, we had a great time, man. Great time. That's what happens when you go to Falcons games,
man. Mike, wherever you are, brother, good to see you. Shout out to Jeff Wolf, man. Had some enjoyed, man. Definitely enjoyed that game, bro.
Had a great time, man. Talking with the players, of course, laughing with the fans and joking on the Rams fans that were down there with us too as well. Nathan Floyd said Flacco until Penix is ready. DJ Big said play your quarterback strength and offensive line protection. We will be good to go. Let's see here. Everyone wants to know, anybody watch Shogun? What's Shogun? What you talking about? TV show?
Yeah, I think it is a TV show.
Shogun? What is that? What channel is that on?
I don't know. I know there was a animated series with Samuel Jackson, but I don't. It was black. That was Black Samurai. I think Shogun that's an old show, but I don't know.
Big shot.
I'm assuming it's not the old show that he's talking about, so I don't know.
Big shot to Wallace Smith.
Shogun is typically about a samurai. So yeah.
I started looking around. Wallace Smith said, I think the starters will play some in the preseason. Eric Mack said, I'm going off Arthur Blank's word. Penix's knee will be better than before. Big shout out to Eric Mack. We shout out to Wallace Smith. Nando said, I wouldn't play Penix in the preseason. The starters will play this preseason, though. Let's see here. Sterling Woods. We shout out to Sterling Woods, man. He chats with me offline, too, as well. We talk Falcons football.
Georgia Clay says Afro Samurai. You're right. My bad. It's Afro Samurai, not Black Samurai. But, yeah, it's Afro
Samurai.
Good animated series. Very good animated series. But thank you. Thank you, Georgia Clay Dre. Appreciate that.
Right. Sterling Woods in the chat. A1 is in the chat too as well. April Thomas. We either going to release and sign Kirk or we're getting Joe Flacco. So many fans are caught up on Joe Flacco. I think that would be, nice too as well because he worked with Kevin Stefanski. My thing is this. As much as we call for some of these players, we do know that there's other teams needing bridge quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this draft class is not built up on a bunch of Fernando Mendozas. Harry Douglas said it this morning, and I think the panel will agree with him on the Get Up Sports or Good Morning Sports. 2027's draft class is loaded with quarterbacks.
Yep.
You're not getting that in this year's draft class. The LSU quarterback hasn't been looking good too as well from Senior Bowl. Of course, the combine could change everything, move up their draft space, or it could impact it in a negative way. The kid from Vanderbilt has been saying that he's the best quarterback in the country from being down there at the Senior Bowl. That was the Diego Pavlea guy, whatever his name is. If teams are moving up to get the Vanderbilt quarterback right now, and he did have a solid season over there in Vanderbilt. Almost beat Alabama too as well. You know, we don't mind when teams beat Alabama down here. T-Will, I don't want to say nothing because Eric's going to jump in the chat and be like, don't talk about Bama like that. T-Will on the show.
Oh,
but he's a Georgia boy. He's a Georgia boy.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. But right now, the quarterback class is not looking too well. And I mentioned it earlier in the podcast. The backup quarterback role is getting more and more significant as we get into football. 2026, 2027. Maybe back in the days, it wasn't that important. When you had a guy like Matt Ryan and Matt Schwab was back there who probably played maybe 2 or 3 games because Matt Ryan was always in the game. Donovan McNabb, who was always in the game. A lot of quarterbacks who played just every single game. Versus now, the Chiefs went to their backup quarterback a few times. The Falcons had to use their backup quarterback a few times. The Bengals had to use their backup quarterback a few times. The Ravens had to use their backup quarterback a few times. The Miami Dolphins had to use their backup quarterback. The Giants went through all 3 of them. The 49ers too as well. Joe Flacco, as old as he may be, who still looks decent from the Pro Bowl the other night, we're not the only team calling Joe Flacco. Same like fans saying, go get Malik Willis.
We are the only team with Bijan Robinson, though.
That is true.
We are definitely the only team with the Bijan and a Drake. So you know what? I'll take that.
But remember, we talked about that with working relationships too as well. I mean, Joe Flacco has been around the league for a couple of teams. Does he want to bring, his family down to Atlanta for a year? Malik Willis has his former defensive coordinator and former GM down there in Miami.
I think the other thing you got to consider, Jack, is are you going to the point that you made earlier with the 5-0, are you going to manufacture or create a quarterback controversy if you bring certain guys in here, right?
That's the one thing.
You know what I mean? Because you bring Mac Jones in here, Mac Jones, and he's balling out 6-0. Yeesh.
And there's a lot of fans are saying Joe Flacco. I'm not saying don't go get Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
I'm all in favor of what they do.
Right. No, I think Joe Flacco is safe because you don't have to worry about that with
right.
him. And I think Joe Flacco would probably try and mentor the young man.
Right.
As opposed to you get, to quote the great Big Low, you bring in a young Thundercat in here, man. Hey, that start going. I mean, that's and to your point, 6-0. That's tough.
And you're looking at it from a standpoint too, where what if the Jets call Joe Flacco March 13th?
Yeah.
What if the Dolphins?
He's not going to the Jets.
What if the Dolphins call Flacco?
He's not going.
Right. What if the Raiders call Flacco? What if the Cardinals call Flacco?
That's Clint Kubiak. That might be a little different.
You see what I'm saying? And if I'm just randomly saying, let's just say you don't get a Flacco.
Not to cut you off, we got Silk in here. Silk, how you doing, man? Are you still in the hospital? Let us know. Like I say, we've been praying for you, man. How you feeling, buddy? Let us know.
Big shout out to Silk Legacy. He cracked a joke on me the other day too, as well. I was going to say something back, but
he did.
We're in support of you here.
Good to see that the hospital didn't make him lose his sense of humor. You know what I mean? So that's good to see, man.
And did he say Yeet get some? Did he say that? Are we still talking to Silk Legacy?
Yeet get some. He said,
I get some. Carry
some.
T-Will tag Carrie. I think Carrie just jumped in.
He's old school, so it's Yeek with a K.
T-Will, my phone just died. Tag Carrie real quick in the chat. I could have sworn I just saw her jump in here. Unless she got a phone call and she had to step away. But I could have sworn Carrie's about to jump in here for a second. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man.
Chat. So the link is in the chat, Jack.
Where?
The link is in our chat.
I'm just saying, my phone died. I can't see if Carrie sent me a message or anything.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, so you just want me to reach out to see if she's.
Yeah, just reach out to her. Just tag her real quick in our group chat and just see what she getting ready to come back, because I saw her pop up right here on the bottom of the screen. I was about to add her, but then she went away. So I don't know if she got a phone call or not. But my phone is dead. I can't do shit right now, and I don't feel like getting up to go get no charger either. Because I'm locked in with D Falcon fam. I'm locked in. Ain't going nowhere. Millie Mills said, "I'll take Pavia to compete with Penix." Diego Pavia is a Baker Mayfield. Go watch him play. I've seen some tape from Diego. I've seen some tape. I know. I've also seen some off the field things with Diego too as well. So I don't know if Arthur Blank wants. Arthur Blank's a big community guy. It's all about being a leader. And he has a family that has a social media presence, and apparently, is some things that could be looked at. I think Arthur Blank looks at a lot of these players, and he wants some real outstanding community leaders, and of course, people who are good on and off the field too as well. So I see why there's a couple people T-Will can say, "Hey, we don't want those guys here in Atlanta. They could be, head cases for us." And Arthur Blank is the same way. He ain't finna bring nobody in here that's going to be out here messing up stuff due to social media and all this stuff. They don't play that stuff in Atlanta.
What do you young folks say? Crashing out? We don't need anybody
crashing out. Yeah, Arthur Blank is not playing
doing that.
Right.
That
shot to everybody.
Crashing out is mid. You see my young folk vocabulary? I'm on the roll, Jack. I'm on the roll.
Larry said he's 5'8", people. Diego Pavia, 5'8". Wow.
Yeah, that ends for me right there. Wasn't Doug Flutie 5'8"?
I mean, Kyler Murray's around 5'9", 5'10", ain't he? Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
Millie Mills said, "I'll take Russell too, but I'm scared of his future." Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow! Oh, yeah.
Just don't tag Russell Wilson and let him.
He deserves a wow, sir.
That's tough. Let me get to it.
He deserves a wow. That's nasty work right there. See,
he deserves a wow, but he also deserves the Undertaker belt too as well, man. Comment like that, boy. That's tough right there. King Atlanta supporter in here. I'm just happy the Falcons going to be Super Bowl champions. Hey, King, I can't wait. I can't wait. When that moment comes up here, just remember one time for the Falcon fans, we're going to be in here doing that 24-hour stream, and it's going down in a major way. Did Carrie hit you back?
She did not, sir. She did not respond.
Okay. Well, if Carrie does come back, or if you're watching the show, jump back in here, Carrie. Let's get to this last topic, man. We get up out of here in a couple minutes. Matt Ryan, the player, versus Matt Ryan, the executive. And fans, I want y'all to chime in on this one too as well. Because Matt Ryan did a lot for Atlanta when he was a player. We know about the awards. We know about the everything when it comes to the passing yards and passing touchdowns, and of course, the type of player he was in the huddle, behind the scenes, in the locker room, off the field, speaking to the media, working with players like Julio Jones and Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, Harry Douglas, Taylor Gabriel, even Freeman, Coleman, a lot of these players that went into Atlanta and then left Atlanta. Matt Ryan has always been the same person that we remember from day one. Clean cut, sharp, gets the job done, very professional. But on the field, Matt Ryan gave his all to try his best to bring a Super Bowl to Atlanta. Quarterbacks who stay with the team 10 plus years, getting the type of hits that he got. Sometimes he didn't have the best offensive line. Sometimes he didn't have the best offensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he didn't have the best defensive coordinator. Sometimes he even had the best, X, Y, and Z that fans can call out. And here comes our good friend, Miss Carrie. Big shout to Carrie too as well. Carrie, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Just talking some Falcons football here. We're over the 2 hour mark, so I'm glad you can join us.
My bad, I'm a little late, but I figure you're going on like a
Little
5-hour
late?
show.
No, you're not.
Isn't
Carrie,
it
you're
a
right on
5-hour
time.
show? Last Friday, I thought it was like 4 or 5 hours. So
We're not going to do the 4 or 5 hour mark. Once we do this Matt Ryan segment right here, we're going to do the questions from the chat, and then we'll just wrap it up. But glad that you can join us because we had a great conversation so far this morning, given our our praise and our best wishes to Michael Penix on getting healthy and not listening to the naysayers, and of course getting out there and just balling out this year, and of course proving the haters wrong. Then we went into a little bit of Ian Cunningham talk about the checklist for him this season, what he can get done, what he needs to get accomplished, and the chat went wild the first hour of the show. So we just been going over comments and questions, and it's just been a great time. Honestly, it's been a truly great time. T. Will, your sister's Carrie here.
It's Carrie, baby. How you doing, Carrie?
I'm doing good. It's a new day.
It's a new day. You got that right. It's a new day. Yep.
It's good to see you guys.
It's going to be great. So, yeah, we was just going over Matt Ryan, the player versus Matt Ryan, the exec. And, I was just going over, what he's done as being a leader on the field. I think Falcon fans can agree that Matt Ryan gave it his all to try to bring us ring to the city. And, of course, still with the organization years later, you can see that Matt Ryan is still trying to bring a ring to the city. But as T. Will would say, he's a leader of men. And of course, he did every single snap Matt Ryan took was not only to make himself better, but was to make the players around him better. It's to make the organization better. It was to make the fans better, make the city better. Some of the best moments we've had here in Atlanta have been with Matt Ryan at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That 2016 season, I keep going back to that because I'm telling you, knowing that we were on the brink of going to the Super Bowl around week 9, it felt damn good. Going into that Seattle game, when people were like, "Oh, you can't Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, that's a tough team. Better be careful with Russell." Seeing those fans show up to the dome for that game, and then the Packer game too as well. Everybody knew the level that Aaron Rodgers was on going into that Packer game. T. Will, that was a bad man. We had somebody even better, man. We had Matt Ryan.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I was afraid because remember in 2010, Aaron Rodgers, woo! Oh, my God.
Cooking.
He was on fire that night. It didn't matter what we threw at him. We couldn't stop him. And that's forefront in my memory as we're going into that game. But I knew we would be good. Like, I knew the firepower that we had. It wasn't going to be a blowout. But I was concerned as to just how it was going to play out. And, man, for that team to get in there and do what they did, that game was over from the first quarter. It was over. First half, that game was over.
Right.
It was it's just so sad that we didn't pay it off with the Super Bowl because what a way to close out the Georgia Dome.
T. Will. The Seahawk game, seeing all those fans in there, we knew about the Russell Wilson the future situation during that Seahawk game.
Right.
And we talked to Jay Envy about, DJ Jay Envy, who was DJing with the Falcons around that time when they told him, do not put the future on. Remember he told us they're not playing no future.
Don't do it.
We're a real classy organization here.
Do it. We're the Falcons, and we don't want you playing that future.
We can do it outside the stadium. You could do it in the parking lots. You can do it at the tailgates. But when you hit that play button inside that dome, don't put on any future. Or this will be your last. No, I'm just playing.
What is it? What is Atlanta the king of?
The king of petty. Atlanta gets petty. My boy Freddie Brooks, row 1 in the zone with a giant poster of future. So anytime Russell Wilson is marching down the field on that north end zone, there he go right there with that poster of future. reminding Russell Wilson, this is Atlanta. And that stuff gets in your mind sometimes. It gets in your head sometimes as a player. T.Y., I told you the story when I got into that player's head on the sideline at the Benz a couple years ago. He turned around. He was like, what? What'd you say? Yeah, I said it. Like, get back out there and lose to these Falcons. Which on the next play, he got torched for a touchdown. It is what it is. Sometimes when you're loud enough and the fans, get together and they work together, you can raise that type of, attention for a player on the field. Like, man, that's why they be like, it's so loud in here, I can't hear shit. It's everybody working together. Sometimes you do get to certain fans, but I remember that Seattle game, we was all over them. And then the Packer game right after it. But Matt Ryan was on fire that season. That's the goal of what we're trying to talk about.
Matt Ryan was the best quarterback in the league that season.
Matt Ryan, the player, versus Matt Ryan, the executive. And he's still trying to bring a ring to the city, putting together this coaching staff. Oh, yeah, we got a celebrity in the chat. We got Playboy Trey from the Water Boys in the chat.
What up, Trey? What's going on, man?
Water Boys, man, we got to get together, man. We got to get together. Y'all doing some big things over here, man. Of course, Falcon fan base, love it. People love what we got going on with One Time for the Fan. We got to connect, Playboy Trey. Your boy B Rich. Man, y'all doing a great job, man. So big shout out to the Water Boys in the chat. But T-Will, what Matt Ryan is doing is bringing together, like your brother said, this Avengers-style staff to build a winning culture. He could have did it for another organization. He could have went back to Boston College and tried to work on some stuff over there in the ACC. Matt Ryan is still trying to do the best he can to bring a championship to the Falcons, regardless if he was playing on the field for 10 plus years or if he's going to be in this boardroom for the next 5 to 10 years. So that's what we're talking about right now, Kerry and T-Will. Matt Ryan, the player, versus Matt Ryan, the executive. So, Kerry, just your thoughts on Matt Ryan, what you remember from him on the field, and how that carries into now with Matt Ryan being off the field. Because at the end of the day, for me, I got a shit ton of Matt Ryan jerseys downstairs in the basement. And I can't wait to wear it this year knowing that was my former legendary quarterback. And now he's in the boardroom still trying to have a winning culture in Atlanta. Kerry, what's your thoughts on Matt Ryan?
My thoughts are that, he cares about the city, about the franchise. He wants to see the city win. He wants to see the Falcons win. And like he said, he has unfinished business. So he's been a leader on and off the field, and I expect him to be that same guy as a front office executive.
T-Will.
Yes, sir.
I know you're a fan and a man of many words, positivity. You hear what your sister Carrie said right there. And, of course, you've had a lot of years of watching Matt Ryan. Of course, with a brother like Eric Parker, I'm sure if he was here, he would have some things to say about Matt Ryan. Chat, go ahead and chime in, man. Your thoughts about Matt Ryan, the player, versus Matt Ryan, the executive. We want to hear from the chat, too, as well.
He'd say 17-0. He'd say 17-0.
Every year. Eric Parker doesn't play.
No,
Matt, what are your thoughts on Matt Ryan, man? We got to find out. What do you think about Matt on the field now versus Matt off the field?
Well, I think Matt was in the league for 14 years. He's stayed in the industry of football. He went to broadcast for a year. I'm sure he made a lot of connections. I'm sure he traveled to other organizations and looked at their infrastructure and saw how they carry business. And Matt's a bright guy. He went to Boston College. I don't know what his degree is in, but he's a bright guy. He's been a winner. He's been a winner his entire career, and he knows the game of football. And so I have to think that he's going to take on the GM position the same way he took on being a quarterback, in that you got to know the ins and outs. You got to know the X's and O's. You got to know all the plays. Same thing, just a different playbook. Look, you got to bring in the right guys. He did that, right? Step one, brought in Kevin Stefanski, another football guy. A guy who understands, look, at the end of the day, if you can run it in December and you can stop the run in December, you can win. They're aligned on that. He brought in Ian Cunningham, again, a guy who, hey, man, I build up the trenches. That's what I do, and that's what we need. The coaching staff that they brought in has a wealth of experience. So right there, you are leaps and bounds ahead of the previous regime because they didn't think coordinators needed an experience, any of them. So yeah, and I love Raheem Morris. No, kidding. I think we're gonna be fine, man. I'm really looking forward to see Matt take on the challenge. I think Matt is gonna be an ear. If Stefanski needs it, I think he's gonna provide the GM with what he needs. And I think, look at just like he did on the field, he wants to see us all win. In order to be a quarterback, you got to know the plays for everybody. You got to know how to get your linemen in place, how to, okay, we need to shift the line to the right because they're blitzing from the right side. You got to know how to get your tight end in place. No, we don't need you to block. We need you to run a quick.
You got to know how to get F and set.
Flag, whatever, right? You got to get F and set, but you got to get everybody on the same page. Right. Same thing here, right? I think he's going to be fine.
It's going down in a major way, Falcon fans. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Seeing some of your comments here about Matt Ryan. That's what we are talking about here for the last topic of the day. I'm excited to see what Matt does. You mentioned the coaching staff. You mentioned the people around Matt Ryan too as well. Of course, Arthur being in the building. There's still a lot of buddies that he remembers. Even his first press conference speaking about Greg Beatles being in the front office and him being a player and him not having that type of, work player relationship with Greg Beatles to now he's sitting side by side with Beatles at the table as they go over these football operations with, of course, Arthur Blank and Josh Blank and, Bob Quinn and some of these other guys in the building. So Pam Johnson also said trust and accountability too as well. Matt Ryan has always been a clean-cut, polished type of player. When he was on the field, like I told you, man, the strength and just being durable all the time, man, when it comes to just taking hits, getting back up, not missing games. One of the best quarterbacks we've had here in Atlanta in a very long time. And he spoiled us. He spoiled us to a point where now we're at a situation from Ritter to Heineke to Mariota, the Kirk Cousins situation. And that's why I think fans want to see Penix take it to the next level. Because he was the 8th pick in the draft, right? He's not somebody that just, third rounder, or of course Heineke coming from another team, Mariota coming from another team, Kirk Cousins coming from another team. We drafted Penix for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where fans are like really strong on, hey man, give this guy a shot, let him play, because he could really be the future, And of course, if Penix takes us to that next level with Matt in the front office, it's what Matt wants. He still wants to bring a winning culture to Atlanta. He still wants to have a winning organization, and Matt did that day in and day out as a player. Now to see him do this in the front office role, and this is his first month. I don't even think – has Matt Ryan been in the office for a month already? Is it coming to
no, I think we might be
like a week left, right?
3. Yeah, I think we're in week 3. I think.
This is Matt Ryan assembling a strong group of individuals, business-wise and football-wise, to make sure that the job gets done correctly. And like Matt said the other day, he's never been in the draft room. Now he gets a chance to sit in the draft room, working with draft guys, working with the scout team, probably going out to the combine. It's going to be great for Matt to say, look, I know football. I know a good player when I see one because I had good players around me, right? I had good leadership around me. So I can't wait to see what Matt can bring to the table. Chat, go ahead and chime in with your comments about Matt Ryan. And we can go ahead and put him on the screen here so you guys can see what's going on. Wallace Smith said, what's up, Karen?
Speaking of Matt Ryan, did you guys already go over like Matt Ryan's response to Stephen A. Smith and Penix? Or I know
no, we did not. We did not
ask about Stephen A. Smith, but I didn't know if you highlighted the actual reply to that.
No. So earlier in the show, T. Will mentioned Stephen A. Smith's comments, and of course, pretty much giving a rundown of why the organization believes in Penix and why, we as fans believe in Penix. But we didn't go over the comments that Matt made at Radio Row. Was it yesterday he was talking about it?
Yesterday, he was talking about it. He responded to it.
Right, right. And that's great because Carrie, you're here. So if you want to go ahead and break it down for the fans, because that's why Carrie is here on One Time for the Fans, so that way she can keep us updated on everything that we haven't updated the fan base with. So what was Matt Ryan? Do you remember what he said? Do you have his
Yeah, I
yeah.
do. Okay, so yeah, my thing is like, I know that's a big talking point, Stephen A. Smith, which respect to him, he does what he does, but for me, that's not my type of reporting. I don't feel that he really even follows the Falcons closely like that based off of what he had to say.
Right.
So I don't know. For me, it was just like I took that with a grain of salt because I know a lot of his reporting is to get a rile out of people and get a rise
Mm-hmm.
out of people. You know, um, it's to a lot of it's more so like clickbait, right? And
Yeah.
it's to go viral. So I say all that to say, my thing is like I would recommend for the fans to listen to people who know the Falcons organization better, who are, more tapped into what is going on. And that's why I say don't put so much stock into something that a Stephen A. Smith says about the Falcons respectfully. I mean, if you want to go ahead, but for me it's like, yeah, no, I'm not putting too much stock into that. I'll put
Mm-hmm.
more stock into what Matt Ryan says. So all that to say, Matt Ryan did say that he loves Mike and I feel like it was a little jab at Stephen A. Smith because he says if you listened to my entirety of my quote, I
Right, right.
think
I
I
heard
was
that part.
very
Yep.
yeah, he said I think I was very clear. So to me it was like going back to Stephen A. Smith without saying it because I feel like his words got twisted because it was like a clickbait. I know you sent that chat, Jack, like that ESPN headline, like, "Oh, Matt Ryan won't commit to Penix as QB1," which is really not how it went down. He basically said that that's not my job.
Right.
As an executive, that is the head coach's job, Kevin Stefanski. But of course, it went viral as if he wouldn't commit to him. So all
Mm-hmm.
that to say, he did say, if you actually listen to the entirety of my quote, I was very clear. I'm high on Michael Penix, and I have been for a long time. And then he goes on to say what he likes about Penix. And he said, what I want to make clear is that I am not the head coach of the football team, and I know what my role is and what my role is not. Kevin's responsibility is to let you know who starters are and who starters are not. It is not my place to do that. I get I get it. And then he goes on to say that he worked in the media, so he understands the media perspective and the whole go viral thing, like I mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
clickbait. And he says, I get it. Things turn into talking points. I understand that. And I've been on that side of that just recently working in the media. So I really appreciate him clarifying, that because I feel like this past week everybody's been up in arms about the Stephen A. Smith quote. And,
Right.
again, I wouldn't put too much stock into that. And I also wanted to let everybody know, I don't know if they saw it yet, but Michael Penix got interviewed today by Kay Adams, from the Up and Adams show.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that, rehab's going well and he feels he's maybe a little bit ahead of schedule and his goal is absolutely to be ready week 1. So just want to let everybody know that update as well.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know for Falcon fans because remember, T. At the beginning of the show, we talked about it. In our community, we don't hear much of Divine Diablo talk. We're not hearing too much of outside of Caden Ellis, re-signing rumors or if he's going to leave. The main conversation has been the GM, Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski, and the Michael Penix thing. So any update is a good update. I remember when Zach Klein had the update. I don't know. Is that you, Tebow? It might be, could be too. I don't think it's me, but I definitely heard it when Kerry was talking about it. I saw the message. But we'll check on that too as well. Somebody mentioned it the other day when Tidy was here. But yeah, for the most part, we're having a private conversation in our chat. I don't know. People probably listen to the chat like, what the hell are they talking about? Carrie's our super producer. She keeps us updated on stuff. But just for Michael Penix, any update is a good update. Same like Zach Klein. When Zach Klein had the sit down with Michael Penix a week or two ago, and of course he mentioned his timetables of coming back, and people ran with that saying, "Oh, Penix is going to be back by this day and that day," and then they had to quickly go back and change it and was like, "Hold on, we didn't say April. Hold on now. We're talking about getting ready for when the season starts." So.
But that was on Zach Klein.
Right.
I don't know what that was his mistake. I don't know why he did that. And again,
Right.
no offense to him, but I don't know if that was clickbait because that went viral that he was going to be ready in April. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I got it mixed up. He said he's going to try to be ready week 1." I'm like, how do you get mixed up between? I literally replied to him and was like, how do you get April and week 1, which is in September, mixed up?
It's funny. Zach Klein also had a podcast that he was working on with him, Matt Ryan, and Aaron Donald. I don't know if you remember that too as well. They did a couple episodes of their podcast that was on social media. So for fans that know of Zach Klein from WSB, he's been a reporter covering sports for a while now. He's definitely does a solid job over there at WSB too as well. So once he had the interview with Penix and that came out, fans took it, ran with it, retweeted it, reposted. It went viral very quickly. But to see every week there's an update with Penix, is going to have fans, I think, feeling a little bit more relaxed. What's going to put a little bit more concern with the fans is when we get down to free agency. And then we're hearing the updates from Penix and then OTAs and training camp. Because when July comes, the one concern fans will probably have is, where is our starting quarterback? If he's ready to go now or if he's ready to go by week 1, that is always going to be in the back of fans' minds. Because as fans asked earlier in the chat, who do we think is starting the season? Who do we think is going to be the bridge quarterback for the season? And it's like, we can throw out names, but the Falcons have a better perspective of who they want as their week 1 quarterback. If Penix is ready, it would be good to have a solid backup just in case. But if Penix is ready to go by August, before preseason, he's starting week 1. So sometimes you might not need the bridge if you know the actual timetable of what's going on. But the thing about it is going through camp. You got to go through camp with a quarterback.
And to your point, Jack, I think that's why I've been leaning more so towards a bridge that is a veteran. Yeah. And I've mentioned this multiple times because I think they're really hoping with how, they keep talking about how well his rehab is going. Their goal probably is to have him ready week 1 because you don't want another quarterback controversy like how you've mentioned before. Oh, well, what if we bring in another quarterback and then they're 5-0? Are they going to bring Penix right back in, So for me, it's like they probably don't want to deal with another quarterback controversy after they already did deal with that. So somebody like a Flacco, who I've been telling you for like over a month now, wouldn't cause that controversy because he knows his role. So I definitely could see that, and I know, the connections are there. He has 2 connections with the Falcons. So,
and the funny thing about it is, Carrie, too, as well, a lot of questions will be asked between now and week 1 when it comes to the quarterback. If it's going to be a Flacco situation, is it going to be a bridge situation? Is it going to be a Penix situation? Like we talked about in the chat earlier, if you're, I can't fast forward time, but if he is ready to go week 6 and the timetable's been pushed back and you are 5-1 or 6-0, what do you do? Like I can't speak for the organization. Or if you're in a situation where you're 3-3 or 4-2, what goes on? Or, you bring in a bridge quarterback like Malik Willis, or you bring in a guy like Joe Flacco, and you don't have the season that you expected with some of these guys, and then you have to put Penix back in there. And fans already know that, hey, you can turn the season around. He's our future franchise guy. There's so many questions. I just hope the organization does the right thing by getting it right. But I don't want a rushed Michael Penix back. I don't want somebody who's not 200% on that field, especially dealing with the injury he's having.
I don't think he's ever going to be 200%, but
I mean, that'd be great to have him at a level of,
Yeah.
That extra 100% is needed in this NFL. Because remember the hit that he took from the Panthers was like,
Right.
he was getting ready to go down, wasn't he? He was getting ready to wait. If I'm not mistaken, the first guy hit him from the Panthers, and then I guess he took another shot too as well. Um, I have to go back and watch that play too as well. But if I remember correctly, the first guy that hit Penix, damn, I'm trying to remember that play so well. It's in the back of my mind right now, but he took a shot that was kind of nasty, and we don't want to see those type of hits on our quarterback. So we're really hoping that Penix doesn't get into that situation again. Which of course every quarterback takes hits.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, good news is we're most likely going to be upgrading that offensive line now. Now that we got a lot of guys with offensive line backgrounds in the building, so that gives me hope that the pass protection is going to improve a lot because it was not good last season. Well,
I can tell you right now, I know we have a super chat. Got us a little super chat here from Georgia Clay Dre in the chat. Wouldn't Flacco bump heads with Matt Ryan? You know what's the funny thing about that? Apparently, Carrie, you probably heard this too as well.
Yes.
Matt Ryan called Joe Flacco to ask about Kevin Stefanski. So I think fans are really wrapping their minds around Flacco could possibly be the quarterback that we're looking for in the fall.
I'm glad you're warming up to it, Jack.
As a fan of the game, just like Ian Cunningham, what he's about to do on his checklist, I have a list of names of quarterbacks who could become the bridge quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. And however they work the wheel with certain players, or if teams don't come calling Joe Flacco when the free agency opens, it's possible that Flacco would be your top candidate right now for most fans due to the fact of him working with Kevin Stefanski in the past. He is also a good friend with Matt Ryan, too, as well. He spoke highly of Kevin Stefanski the other day at the Pro Bowl. Talking to the media behind the scenes after the Pro Bowl, he spoke highly about Kevin Stefanski as well.
Don't forget he was the quarterback that led the Ravens to the Super Bowl win when Ian Cunningham was there.
That's right. He's also good friends with Ian Cunningham. And, of course, he was also with Kevin Stefanski when they went to the playoffs a couple of years ago, too, as well. So you have a situation where Kevin Stefanski knows Joe Flacco. It's not going to cost you $65 million like Kirk Cousins.
Not at all. Maybe upwards of $4 to $6 million. 1-year deal. Which
is good. And Flacco, which we saw the other day at the Pro Bowl, was still throwing dimes. But I just can't wait till free agency starts. We're going to have Bro Talk, Alberto, on this show coming up soon. They're really big into draft and free agency and stuff like that. So I'm sure to be able to give us some insight of what's getting ready to happen here in Atlanta in a couple weeks. But the free agency opens, literally we're right around the corner from it. Right. Combine's coming up this month too as well, so we get a chance to watch some names. People have mentioned Lee Hunter, and people have mentioned the kid from Texas Tech and Michigan, and the kid from Florida State. There's some dogs in this draft that you can get away from the quarterback position. Harry Douglas said it this morning. This is not the year to even try to even think about going at the quarterbacks. The quarterback draft is next year. So you can eat up a lot in the interior. You can get some good guys on the line, O-line, a couple of receivers here and there, maybe some cornerbacks. But we went over a lot this morning talking Falcons football with the chat. Big shout out to Georgia Clay Dre, man, in the chat. But Flacco definitely probably wouldn't bump heads with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good question, Jack. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he would bump heads at all because he values his opinion enough to basically use him as a reference on a resume, essentially. And he gave him a phone call, I believe, with like 14 other coaches and players to get the recommendation or get any insight on Ian Cunningham. So I'm sorry, on Kevin Stefanski. So I think he highly values Joe Flacco's opinion.
That's the good thing about it. That's the good thing about it with Matt Ryan. Hearing that he mentioned that they talked to former players, former coaches that's around Kevin Stefanski. You got to do your homework on these people. And Matt Ryan definitely did his homework. I'm sure people are still thinking about the Clint Kubiak thing, but you can't get Clint Kubiak now. He's probably going to end up being a Raiders head coach Monday or Tuesday morning once the Super Bowl is over. T-Will, it done turned into the Jack and Carrie show. Everything all right over there, T-Will?
Everything's good, man. Hey, I just was getting Carrie her chance to catch up and, cover whatever y'all wanted to cover. But
you know what, T-Will? I just had an idea. The Jack and Carrie show. Maybe? Oh, no. Carrie,
I think you should do it.
Carrie, we might have to talk offline now.
I think you should do it. I'm 100% supported, bro. Let's go.
People going to be like, y'all going to be in there arguing at each other. Y'all going to be in there mad at each other. Me and Carrie are really good friends. We've had this conversation before as well offline. So for the fans that thought, Jack, you be over there trolling Carrie and all this. Carrie,
don't let him lie to you. He still does troll me. Don't let him lie.
Oh, Carrie. Don't do that to the chat. No, I'm just playing. Eric Parker says, sign Jack Spade. I'll give him a couple weeks off till Penix gets back. Here's the problem, Eric Parker.
She said we're going to go 3-0 or 6-0, whatever he said.
I can tell you right now, no disrespect to Michael Penix.
Oh, wow.
But if you sign me as the quarterback and we're 3-0, 4-0, he's not getting his job back. I'm telling you right.
But that's the thing. We're not going to be 3-0.
I'm telling you right now. If you want to bring me in, Coach Stefanski, I'm telling you right now, I can run this offense. All I got to do is get the ball to Bijan a couple times. Drake London, quick slants here and there, quick drags under. I got you. Don't need much of an 80 on the run because, I don't have a speedy receiver just yet. I mean, the deep threat will probably have to be Drake London if he ever wants to go, 40, 50 yards on a fly route. But Drake, let's keep it short and sweet so I can get the ball to you. Otherwise than that, hand off to Bijan, couple check downs here and there, couple screen plays here and there, and we'll be good. But when we're 4-0, y'all going to be like, Jack, you going to do another podcast? Hell no, I ain't doing no other podcast. We're 4-0. And look who's in the chat now. Of course, when it comes to trash talk, he had to jump in here. I wouldn't have signed Jack Spade to throw me a party, much less throw a football. Big low country.
Way down. That's a wild, Jack. That's a wild.
We don't do the wilds on those. We do these.
Oh, we do the gong. Bruce Leroy.
Big low country, man, in the house, man. What in the world, Bo? I tell you something, man. I can't thank Big Low Country enough, man. He's been a friend for a long time. Yeah. He's a great content creator, great podcaster. The way he, talks with the Falcon fans in a positive way. I just want to say thank you for everything, Big Low, and of course, the way you fixed the mailbox the other day that you knocked over. The Homeowners Association really appreciates it.
Shots fired.
Yeah, matter of fact, you gave me the electronic what's that? The garage, the new garage door opener that I use on my phone now. That's actually pretty cool too as well. Don't know where you got that from, but if you guys need any garage door installations, and of course any repairs, remodeling to your front yard, front door, or your mailbox, make sure you guys hit up Big Low Country Sports. I'm not even going to say we have a super chat because she's on the show with us.
Nah, you guys got to do the whole super chat.
Carrie, Carrie, you're sitting on the show with us.
I think she should do it. Yeah,
Carrie, what the?
Nah, I'm the one who set it in.
I think she should do it.
Now y'all see why I troll Carrie sometimes. Now do y'all see that now? Carrie is literally sitting on the show talking Falcons with us, and sends a super chat to roast me as I'm sitting here with Carrie on the show.
Hey, I was being good, but I got the great idea from our guy Big Low Country Sports. Shout out to him. That was a great idea.
It's a
Carrie,
super chat.
I'm just gonna zell you back to $2 and just read the comments.
Oh, wow. Oh, King of Petty.
Contact Jack Spade for all your roofing needs.
Super chat.
I'm trying to get us more business here, Jack, as the super producer.
I will say that if you guys don't know what's happening offline, Carrie is also roasting me in the chats offline as well. Which my phone is dead. I can't read the comment that she said to me the other day in the chat.
That is not true.
But Country posted a video the other day about that was funny too as well because I'm looking at the video that Country posted in the chat, and it's somebody washing a car. They're detailing a car, and I'm like, why is there 2 laughing emojis on somebody detailing a car? So I hit the play button, and the guy's like,
"It's you detailing the car." That's why.
So the guy is talking. He's like, "Hey, come on down here to such and such auto detailing," and then the guy stops talking, and Country voice takes over as a voiceover, and he just starts going in on me about, "Make sure you come on down and get Jack's auto detail." I'm like, Country, what the hell is this?
Oh wow!
Started roasting me in the chat.
I'm sorry. I thought that ad was supposed to be playing like in our intermission of the show of One Time for the Fan.
Oh wow!
That ad is supposed to. That's a paid ad for One Time for the Fan, courtesy of Big Low Country Sports. I'm not really sure why that hasn't been played for the people yet.
Oh my gosh!
You know, she has a point. Why has it not been played?
That's hilarious.
I haven't even promoted my golf channel yet, and you guys have my advertising for some auto detailing. I don't do that type of stuff, Carrie. Carrie, you're gonna have these people really hitting me up like, Jack, you gonna come wash this car or what? I don't wash cars.
I need that little gift that says, "You sure about that?"
Oh my gosh. You're gonna have these people hitting me up like, Jack, Big Low told me to hit you up about this auto detail. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. Talk about a good show, man. Talk about a good podcast. I already figured when we woke up this morning, it was gonna be like this. And Carrie, T-Will, I told y'all, I'm still battling the hangover from the Hawks game last night because the Hawks were lit last night, bro. The Hawks were lit last night, all the way down to the last shot. And battling against the Utah Jazz, though, like that's supposed to be a team you blow out. You're supposed to be whooping that team, and now they got a tough team coming up Saturday. The Hornets are on an 8-game win streak.
Yeah, they are. They are playing well. But hey, man, at the end of the day, whether you win ugly or pretty,
it's still a win,
man.
It's still a win. So yeah, we're back in the building. Big shout to Yuri. I heard Yuri up there making some noise in the fan section last night too, as well. So big shout out to Yuri and all the Falcon fans that showed up to the game last night. Ran into a few. But yeah, it's going down in a major way. Even Chrissy Lewis is over here laughing at this stuff. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have people carry. They're gonna come in here with the jokes ready for me. You know what I'm saying? They'll come in here ready to roast.
They were already doing that though.
Carrie,
don't put the blame on me.
You're getting these fans riled up to come roast. Where is Craig? I'm glad Craig's not in here right now.
I'm just taking part. I'm a fan too, Jack Spade. I'm a fan too.
Craig's working on his next shot for you, Jack.
The Craig is working. He's working in the back on that grill because the drive-throughs are already backed up. Big shout out to Craig too as well. Don't forget, Craig, light salt on the small fries and use the 3/4 salt shaker on the medium.
T-Will, what are you eating?
It's something. I saw T-Will turn to the side a few times and he cut the camera off. He over there. I hear that rapper. I hear that rapper.
I hear it. What is that?
I don't know what you're talking about there. Let me turn my camera back on so you can see.
T-Will's getting in the car.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Gary. I was just clearing my throat. I don't.
We're hungry. What are you having?
Huh?
We're hungry. What are you eating?
I'm not eating anything, Carrie. Jeez, I was just clearing my throat.
Okay.
Nothing.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and
subscribe.
No,
it's Krispy Kreme donuts. It's donuts from Krispy Kreme because I got hungry. I didn't really have breakfast. Well, I had breakfast at like 6 this morning. So,
Big Low said you got crumbs in your beard.
Yo, what?
Nah,
crumbs in your beard.
You're being funny. I do not. I do not.
That's tough, Falcon fans.
Bigelow taking shots. Anyway,
hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Look, we almost had 3 hours for the podcast.
Yes, we are.
I need to go take some Advil, drink some water, enjoy my day. Might even get out here. Country, you said you want to play golf, man. Now you in the podcast. We could have been out here. I would have been on this podcast a little bit earlier if you wanted to get on that golf course. Michael L says, I hope Stefanski doesn't bring Dillon Gabriel here. Thoughts?
And then there were crickets.
I just don't,
Dillon Gabriel?
I don't see that happening at all.
I mean, look, man.
Dillon Gabriel doesn't make this team any better.
Yeah, I did bring in Flacco. You know what I mean? Because you do want to win. Well, you know what? I'm not going to take a shot at the young man. I feel like Flacco gives us a better chance to win, and it's probably the quarterback that is least likely to create a quarterback controversy. Right? You've got Penix signed for the next 2 years. We've been through enough chaos and controversy. Don't bring anybody in here that's going to play really well. And I'm not okay. Let me step back. Obviously, it's about the name on the front, but you've already invested in Penix, right? So let's give him what he didn't get with the previous regime, a fair chance. Let's develop him. Let's put everything in here, and let's bring a quarterback that's good enough to win, but not good enough to create a quarterback factor.
I love it, T. Will.
As Jack always says, we're the king of petty, right? Go ahead, Karen. I didn't mean to stop.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say I love it. Like,
be careful, DJ Biggs. Be careful.
No, I love it. You guys are really coming around. It's like you guys got the Flacco fever already. I love it.
Well, we're enjoying this Friday. I think the other day the podcast with Tidy, a lot of comments in the chat was assuming that me and T Will are not on the the Penix train, but we definitely are.
Okay, I missed that. Okay.
No, we definitely are. Oh, Carrie, you was in the chat. Chat, get him, chat. We saw you in the chat the other day, Carrie. Cook them, chat. Get them, cook them. I'll turn the fire on the pan on for you. Cook them, chat.
That wasn't even about Penix, though. They were just doing the regular roast session.
They were doing the regular roasting. I know. But I wanted fans to assume that, when we talk about these things, we talk about on a level because they are talking points just to put out there. So if we find out next week or when the free agency starts that Kirk Cousins is going to be staying, that is something to talk about. So we have to bring that to the table here at one time for the fan. But at any point in time, we don't take no shots at any player in that uniform. Of course, we know with the respect of the player family that watches the show, the people that love the podcast, and we are all in tune with it. What's up, Carrie? What's up, Carrie?
I'm sorry. I said
that mic is a little low. The mic is
number 40 would like a word.
You're on a different phone right now? Number who? number who? Falcon fans, hit that like, share.
You know who, Jack. Stop it. You know right now. You know exactly who.
DJ Big said, bring Winston in here before him. I got to hit the bell again. He's not a Jameis Winston type of guy. I think T Will can tell you why.
Not this again.
Jack, I'm not gonna let you kill my vibe this morning.
Okay. DJ Big asked the question.
So let's just keep it at that.
Right. We'll just keep it moving.
I mean, hey, look it. If the Falcons if the Falcons quarterback, or excuse me, if the Falcons coaching staff deem Jameis worthy, then I got to ride with him like I would ride anybody else. A part of being professional. You don't have to like everybody you work with. I'm clearly not a fan of Jameis, but if he ever puts on a Falcon uniform, I'm rooting for the guy. Let's go. But hopefully we won't have to do that. But
he was talking about before Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, definitely before Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I would have Winston way ahead of Dylan Gabriel. If anything,
that's fair. Yeah,
right.
that is fair. That is.
Now we can talk about George Pickens too as well, Falcon fans.
Thank you for putting that in context, Terry.
No problem. But also, I want to say hi to Auntie Pam. She said hi, and I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Make sure you ask T. Will about George Pickens in Atlanta Falcons fan.
Please
George
do not
Pickens.
start.
Wait a minute. Why are you doing that, man?
You're trying to get us to argue or something.
We would never, Falcon fans. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Millie Mills said Matt Ryan.
All I'm saying is that was hilarious. We're talking about George Pickens to Atlanta because what a duo between him and Drake London. And everybody was like, no. And I was the only one like, yes. Like, I'm not going to say no to a receiver who can get you double-digit touchdowns and 1,400 yards receiving. And it was so funny. I literally opened Twitter while we were live, and PFF had put out a little graphic that said they think it would be a great fit. I was like, let's go, PFF.
Hey, big shout out to everybody in the chat. DJ Biggs. Yeah, we definitely understand what you were saying, DJ Biggs. We was just joking with T. Will, but I would put Winston ahead of Dylan Gabriel. That's number one. I would. Yeah, I'm not a Dylan Gabriel guy.
Fair. That is fair.
What about Shador?
Let's move on to the next question, Falcon fans. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Agreed.
Matter of fact, Carrie, who you just asked? What was the question again?
Are you taking Shador in Atlanta?
Falcon fans, let's just move on to the next question here. I'm not a big fan of that, Carrie. That's you know what that's gonna do. You already know what would happen if Shador was to end up in Atlanta. Number one, it's gonna start outside of the organization with, somebody that we all know very well who used to play here in Atlanta many years ago. And I'm sure he's going to have his say about his son being in Atlanta. And then, of course, the backup role wouldn't be a thing for him because I think Shador wants to be a starter, right? Okay. So maybe a team like the Jets, the Dolphins, Arizona.
Good luck to him. Did you see that the Browns said that they don't have their starter yet?
Right. And that's why I was telling T-Will this morning about the ESPN show where they said Deshaun Watson's coming back. So whatever battle is getting ready to happen, it's going to happen in a couple of weeks or a couple of months when camp starts. The Todd Monken pictures with him laughing with Shador, that is perfectly fine. But Deshaun Watson still comes back. And they're going to have some type of battle going forward. Or if they don't want to continue with Deshaun Watson and he hits the marker or he's gone, then they're going to bring in another quarterback. I don't think it's solely Shador's job just yet, So we'll get a chance to find out what's going on there. Michael said, "Don't forget though, Penix wasn't their pick at quarterback. They owe him nothing but a shot." Something that we talked about too as well. That's sure. Terry Raheem's guy.
You could say that about every player on the roster, really.
Now the funny thing about it. Harry Douglas said it this morning, and I just use it as a talking point before we wrap it up. Harry Douglas said, every new head coach wants their quarterback of their choice. I see where Michael L. is coming from this point of that's not their guy. Right. They just have to give him a shot. If it doesn't work out, they can move on. And that's when Harry went on to follow that comment by saying the 2027 draft is loaded. He was not speaking about Penix. He was talking about another quarterback in a different situation. He was not talking about the Falcons. Harry was just talking freely with the panel. But when Harry said that this morning, I sat there and I said,
that sounds like you.
Not saying it sounds like me, but I said it the other day.
Oh, okay.
Talking to some fans. Harry Douglas says it today. Every new head coach wants their guy. When Clint Kubiak becomes the head coach of the Raiders, it's not going to be because of Geno Smith. It's going to be because he's going to draft Fernando Mendoza and he's going to work with the best quarterback coming out of college. I'm just not trash talking anybody.
Well, they had the first overall pick, so it's already a shoe-in. They're going to draft him.
It's probably going to be Fernando Mendoza. And that could be why Clint Kubiak said, hey, I'm not fine with Atlanta. We don't know what's said in these interviews. We don't know. That's all behind the scenes
stuff.
Don't know.
But at the same time, if you're going to make that comment, you could also say on the other side of the coin, maybe we didn't want him.
That is perfectly true.
Like maybe he was not our guy. I
Right,
think it's been reported that the Falcons wanted a coach with head coaching experience, and sorry, but Clint Kubiak doesn't have that.
right, right. And that's what we're all on the same page on. I think Matt Ryan has made the right decision, and we will move forward with that. I know fans all over the spectrum will question these moves from the Atlanta Falcons, free agency moves, draft moves. I told you, T. Will, draft day gonna happen. They're gonna say we need this player from this college. We need to go get this wide receiver from this school. Falcons choose a different player. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get upset. We should have went after this guy. We should have went after this guy. We should have did that. Nobody's ever gonna be on the same page. We're gonna win the Super Bowl one day, and fans are still gonna be upset. It's just how it is. That's just how it is. But I see some fans over here talking about some stuff in the chat too as well. Christy Lewis is in the chat. Nathan Floyd is over here in the chat. I would rather see them sign Trubisky as a free agent before trading for Dylan Gabriel. Mitchell Trubisky. God, not the cookie man. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Got my boy D. Craig in the chat. D. Craig said, "Don't get Kerry started, Jack, with the quarterback talk." Kerry came in here with the quarterback talk. I ain't saying nothing about no quarterback talk. Kerry came in here ready to go. She came in here guns blazing. No,
I did not.
Right. No, Kerry did not.
I was talking about the Matt Ryan thing.
Right. And Kerry, we talk football offline too as well. So if Craig was in the chat, our Falcons chat, he would see amongst, some of the content creators and of course.
You trolling me? Got it.
No, I'm not. I would never. We love Kerry County. But for the talk that we have away from the podcast, for fans who do not know, like we literally break down this stuff all day. So if we're not live with the hundreds of people watching, a lot of times when it's just us three or us four, when Bodie gets involved too as well, whenever Bodie's not, detailing, when he jumps into the chat, he's talking Falcons with us. Big Low Country's talking Falcons with us. And we have these breakdowns left and right. We will post segments from Stephen A. and we'll talk about, a clip that went viral from this person or Matt Ryan's comments over here. And then we'll just have these discussions. So a lot of times, Craig, for a chat, you don't hear us have these discussions, but we talk about it all the time. And that's why when we go live, we just pretty much bring our facts and our opinions about what's going on with the team right here to the podcast. Because Kerry, how many times have we talked about Michael Penix this week in the chat? Every day. I mean, sometimes 2-3 times a day. Every morning you turn on the radio, you turn on the TV, they're always talking about something with the Falcons since the offseason has started. So, we enjoy doing this type of stuff. But let's see. DJ Big said the big problem with our fan base is that the big problem with our fan base that I've already seen is we think everybody is our guy. That is true.
But my thing about that is I'm gonna give every guy a fair shot, like kind of like what T. Will said. And I'm a fan. I'm not the GM. I mean, my job as a fan is to support whoever's wearing red and black, the Falcons logo, right? And hope they succeed, because if they succeed, our Falcons are doing well. And that's the ultimate goal. So yeah, I'm obviously higher on some than others, but I'm still gonna support whoever's on the Falcons, including number 40.
Yep. Eric Parker says Stefanski had options and knew the quarterback situation before he came here. I think he wants to work with Penix. That is something to look after this season too as well. The thing about it is we can't fast forward time, and we want the best for every single player in every single situation. But if we have another losing season, not saying on the Penix, Stefanski is going to be in the hot seat with the fans. Matt Ryan is going to be in the hot seat with the fans. Jeff Ulbrich will be in the hot seat with the fans, because we're built for success right now on paper. That's what we're looking at right now. Everything's on paper. We haven't touched the field yet. So let's just hope and pray that everything works out well. Players have to remain healthy. That's the number one thing, remaining healthy. And I hope, we definitely get to the level of success that we're ready on. Let's go ahead and start wrapping this show up, man. We're 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours. Like, T would have already ate breakfast and lunch on the podcast.
And it was delicious.
I'm sure Carrie already ate her breakfast too as well. I woke up and went.
I mean, since you brought it up, Jack.
Jeez, T-Will.
Hey,
T-Will.
man.
We have subscribers in the show, T-Will.
They understand. They've been here 3 hours. They probably hungry too.
Please subscribe to For My ATL Drive-Thru.
Amen. For My ATL Donuts. Shout us out. There you go. Krispy Kreme, baby.
Donuts at Krispy Kreme at 12:45 in the afternoon?
Damn right. Okay. First and foremost, Jack, let me help you. This is Atlanta. There is never a wrong time to have hot Krispy Kreme donuts. It's just not. It is like a little slice of heaven. It's like a little slice of chocolatey goodness that just starts off your day great. Okay, I got to start working like 15 minutes, and you know what? I'm going to start work with a smile on my face. Ask me why, Jack. Ask me why.
And a stomach full of sugar. Like that's just
love it.
Damn it, T-Will.
Shaking my head in the comments.
Eric Parker, you already knew Eric Parker's going to say that too as well. He showed up at the right time as soon as T-Will starts eating on the show. DJ Biggs in the chat. That's true, Kerry. I'm saying when fans see every player or coach as soon as they get available, it's always go get this guy, go get this guy. Yep, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Draft. Oh, wait till you see draft night. I'm sure DJ, you probably been through it. Wait till you see draft night. Why did we draft him? Why did we draft him? That free agent was available. Why did we get him? It's just how it is.
AJ Terrell.
Right.
You gotta have a plethora of picks. You gotta have a bunch of picks.
That's why we talked about it, T-Will. You ask fans a question and you ask them to step to the right or step to the left. Everybody's not going one side. Nope. People are going to be split.
I'm going to be on the right side. I'm just saying.
Oh, Carrie's always with the organization.
Right is in you get right or you get left, or right is in the opposite of wrong. Which
right. Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Because they're both the same thing.
Both of them. Both of them.
Big shout out. Hey, man. Big shout out to Carrie. I'm sure she's going to plug her oven cleaning business coming up, too, as well. Carrie's getting ready to start that in the next couple of weeks, trying to get these coins up to come back to Atlanta. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Jack.
What?
Don't try to sneak that in there.
Sneak what? What I sneak? I ain't sneak nothing in there.
Wait, I missed it. Can you repeat it? I'm sorry. I really did miss it.
No, Carrie, we're talking about giving shout outs. We're talking about giving shout outs.
That's not what he was talking about. That's not what he was talking about.
Carrie, we're talking about giving shout outs. Chat, no need to say anything, chat. No need to say anything. That's not what he was talking
about at all. Okay.
Before we leave, can you just highlight the last of the comments? Because we got a lot of Falcons fans in the chat.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, man.
Let's start off here with Craig. For $2 a week, you can donate towards Jack getting better internet and set up to do podcasts. Help Jack get off of Big Low's roof.
Oh, wow.
Craig's in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Craig. Shout out to Monte Carlo. You guys are awesome.
Kiss my Converse.
You guys are great, honestly.
Chrissy Lewis is in the chat. T-Will, former ATL Sports One, as a registered dietitian, put the rest of those donuts in the kitchen. Lord of mercy.
What? I am going to do that, Christy.
Lord of mercy.
I'm going to do that.
Christy.
Christy, send him a DM after the show and make sure he does put those in the kitchen or in the trash. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe. When T-Will slapping his gums over some food, never expected that. D. Craig is in the chat too as well. Big shout out to D. Craig. Michael L's in the chat. He said, T-Will, what's your favorite donut?
Chocolate, of course. Of course.
Like chocolate like the chocolate icing.
Chocolate ice. Chocolate ice on a glazed donut from Krispy Kreme. Especially when they're hot. Oh, my God. There's nothing better. There's just nothing better.
All right,
Michael L's in the chat.
I got a new this or that. Krispy Kreme or what's the other one? Oh my goodness.
Duck Donuts. Yes. Duck Donuts.
It's not a donut place.
Yes.
You get
Yes, it is.
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying it's not a donut place that I'm thinking about.
The brand? You talking about?
It's
Krispy
Cinnabon.
Kreme. Oh, Cinnabon?
Yeah. It's a this or that. So Carrie, Krispy Kreme or Cinnabon? Which one are you choosing?
Honestly, neither.
Damn. Okay.
Carrie, y'all got Krispy Kreme in Florida?
Yes, we have both of those, but if I have to have a donut, I'm having Duck Donuts because they literally make your donut fresh to order in front of you. Like the donut toppings, everything. It's fresher than Krispy Kreme, but I'm honestly not a donut person. I don't know if that's controversial, but give me a fresh New York bagel all day.
Okay. Jack?
Big shout out to the Dixon Way in the chat. I would go. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not a big.
You're not a big donut
Not,
person either? CT was
not a
not
big
impressed. He's
Krispy
like,
Kreme fan for personal reasons back in the day. But I ain't gonna lie, Cinnabon got some. Cinnabon's decent. I mean, they got like what is it? What's some little things? What's some things called, T-Will? The little cinnamon rolls?
I love. I just brought it up because I brought it up because we got into a big debate.
I'm not a big fan of
me either.
KK, but yeah, I've my kids have them, so I'm.
Hey, Chad,
I know it's just loaded with a bunch of sugar too as well. But Miss Smith said you got all the 2027 snacks over there too.
I do. Yes, I do, Miss
Oh
Smith.
my
Hey, Chad, Krispy Kreme or Cinnabon? If you like Krispy Kreme, drop a 1 in the chat.
Chat, like Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' or Cinnabon. Let's do that one. Let's add Dunkin' in there too. What? Dunkin's been around for a long time too, T-Will.
Okay, all right. Krispy Kreme, if you like Krispy Kreme 1, if you like Cinnabon 2, if you like Dunkin' Donuts, drop a 3. Let us know how you feel about it.
Krispy Kreme, chat. This or that for y'all. Krispy Kreme
1
with the 1, Cinnabon with the 2, Dunkin' Donuts with the 3.
No, not Dunkin' Donuts. Oh my.
Carlos says 1.
Well, Carrie, drop a 1 or 2 in the chat, Carrie.
She doesn't like donuts, Jack. She's not
really
dropping either one.
I said, okay, if I had to pick, like gun to my head, I'm picking 1, but I really don't like donuts. I don't know, that's controversial, but they're too sweet in the morning. It's too much sugar. It gives you a stomachache.
Krispy Kreme is just loaded with sugar.
Making me pick Jameis Winston for my quarterback. I mean, if I gotta pick him, I'll do it. But I'm just saying,
it's just too sweet for me. I'm not a big sweets like that.
Jack, that deserves a wow, sir. That deserves a wow. That was woven together like a tapestry of awesomeness. That deserves a wow. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I see some people in the chat. 82 Money Caller with the 1. Dixon Way with the 1.
My brother says 1. DJ, everybody said Krispy Kreme. Shout out to the chat. Shout out, chat. Thank you.
Yeah,
Holla at your boy. You know what
Craig it is. God damn, Chris.
You know what it is, Chad.
Damn.
Krispy Kreme all
Carrie, don't believe what Craig is saying right now. This never happened. He said, I'm going to snitch, but Jack giving a shout out about Carrie cleaning ovens as well. I never said anything like that.
You're lucky I didn't hear that. Anyways, thanks, Craig. Thanks, Craig, for having my back.
With a smile on his face, too.
Oh, God.
Craig.
Sure did.
Should have sent a super chat to myself.
Oh.
Shout out to Monte Carlo because I just want to say thank you for the recommendation. I screenshot that and I'm trying that this probably weekend. I just looked it up and there's one like less than 15 minutes away from my house. So I will be trying that. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Look at this, y'all, Falcon fans. It's always good to have a good time talking football, getting away from football, talking about other things too as well. It's just great. Wait, hold on, Miss Smith. Wait, hold on now. What is going on, Gary? Don't believe these people. Where are these comments coming from?
I felt my wife's hand about this. Like, bruh, no, he did not say that. He did not.
Carrie, I would never.
I've been married to my wife for 32 years. I wouldn't be like getting that kitchen because I'm afraid she would punch me. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, we didn't do that, Ms. Smith. We didn't do that. No.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. I know one thing though, man. We had a great time on One Time for the Fan. For those that watched this morning, for those that listened this morning, Talking a little bit about Michael Penix, talking a little bit about Ian Cunningham, Matt Ryan. It took up 3 hours and some change. The chat with your comments, with your questions, everybody who jumped in, who left, who came back, all the new folks who's here too as well. Thank you all for just being here on this show. A big shout out to Tidy the other day too as well for joining us for the first time on One Time for the Fan. Tidy did a great job. Atlanta Bird Gang, that's the group right there on Facebook, at Atlanta Bird Gang on Twitter. He is a true supporter and rock with the Atlanta Falcons since day one, man. So it was great to Tidy come talk to us about the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm sure he'll be back on the podcast. But for now, we do have to wrap this thing on up. As you can see, Miss Carrie has some stuff to do, so she is up out of here. Big shout out to Miss Carrie for everything that she does too as well. T Will, man, 3 hours and some change, bro.
Mm-hmm. We made it.
It's like a damn Avenger movie right now.
I know, really, seriously.
Right. They said the new Avenger movie is gonna be close to 4 hours, bro.
Yeah, Doomsday. Yeah, I'm super excited about it, man. Super excited.
T-Will, man, I don't know if this is the last podcast before Sunday. We should have a podcast, I think, before the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna try our best, but right now I'm booked at 9 a.m. on the golf course.
You know, they got the AFC Championship game. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. No, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, so Saturday, I got to work Saturday. You know what? I can't do it Saturday because I got to go. I got to run some errands for the wife. So I can't do it Saturday. And I got to work Saturday. So I can't do it. Sunday, I'm off.
Right.
But I can't do it. I can't do it Saturday. And I can't do it, I mean, unless you want to do it after 11, because I actually got to get ready to log in.
I'll be on the golf course.
Well, you enjoy your golfing expedition, sir. Yeah. And hopefully you're doing well, my brother. And yeah, don't lose any balls, Jack.
Sheesh. Hey, don't forget, if this is the last podcast we are doing before the Super Bowl, let's get your Super Bowl prediction. Who wins?
Well, you know, I would love to see a game that is filled with hitting and catching and fundamentals and blocking and tackling, and the score is even and the game goes down to the wire. But this ain't going to be that game. I'm going to go 35-10 Seattle. Seattle is going to put belt to, you know, the rest.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. Dixon Way is kind of upset with you about putting New Jack City versus ATL for that this or that with Tidy. Fans thinking they would never pick ATL over New Jack City.
Well, also, I was thinking shows of the A, right? And you know, I was in the moment, and the moment said do it. So whatever, people. Okay, let's go. Just keep going.
Craig said, just go ahead and cancel that tea time because you just wasted money at this point with Big Low smoking you. Big Low, you got these people gassed up on your golf game. Gonna have to do a 1v1 out there on the golf course, Big Low. Nah, man, me and Big Low, we just love playing golf, man. We're gonna be out there.
Uncle Steve's in the chat, Jack.
Oh, I see Uncle Steve's comment too as well. We're gonna be over there playing golf on Sunday. And this is going to be a good experience, man. Anytime we're
advertising. You'll be hearing from my lawyers, you guys. Every time you do that, Bruce Leroy. Every time you do that, man, I'm thinking of The Last Dragon.
Uncle Steve said false advertising for the breakfast or the lunch podcast.
He said, you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
That's what happens when you got a podcast, Uncle Steve. If the time runs over, the time runs over.
That's what happens when you got money. When you say you'll be hearing from my lawyers, only people with money do that. I'm just saying.
People are calling out. I need to stream Jack versus Big Low to prove who is the best. I know I'm ready,
man. Well, I didn't want to say this, but
I know I'm ready.
Are you sure, Jack?
I'm ready.
Are you sure you're gonna be there on time, Jack?
Man, I got my club. I'm looking at my clubs right now.
Are you sure you're gonna be there on time, Jack?
Some way, somehow, as soon as Larry said that, the clubs that made its way from the car into the house.
Is that what happened?
I'm just saying.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying. Craig said can't sue the homeless, aka Jack. Well, I can't wait till we do this. Remember I tell you we're getting ready to add to the shows, right? T. We're gonna add a little roast session, dag joke session coming up to the chat soon. Man, it's gonna be great. Hopefully Craig will be in here for that if his minutes don't run out on the cricket plan that he is on. Big shout out to Craig in the chat.
We could do it already, Jack, and just have a roast session because the fans seem to love to roast you, buddy. I mean, it's like they get up for it, man. I
got thick skin when it comes to these type of roasts, man. I just try to keep it professional on the podcast, but if we offline roasting, I'm using, certain words, and, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. This.
Oh, it's elevated if you're offline and doing it.
Right. Mr. Smith said last time we saw Lowe doing sports on stream, he pulled his hamstring.
Oh
my God. That deserves Miss Smith. That deserves an Undertaker. You also get a bruh. Miss Smith, you also get a sheesh.
You gave her 2 Jack for that. You gave her 3 Jack. I'm telling
Miss Smith, you also get it.
I'm telling Lowe, Jack. I'm telling Lowe. I'm telling Lowe what you did, sir.
I'm just saying.
You're
Smith.
encouraging Mrs. Smith to take more shots at him.
Miss Smith. Hey, let me tell you something. Anybody who's on my side of the roast, you on my team. First pick, we picking on the roast session. I got Miss Smith. Anybody else can get whoever. Look, Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve said, wow, look at that one. Miss Smith, don't forget now. Miss Smith said, wait a minute. Jack versus Big Low. I remember Big Low doing that damn video. 82 Monaco said, y'all done it now.
Y'all done it now.
Shots fired.
Oh, no. Hell no, man. Y'all done up and done it. Wait.
That's a song, T-Will. Yep, that's rap.
I'm trying to think who is that?
Y'all done up and done it was
Country Boy.
That's on the ride. Yeah, that's Field Mob. Or that's there. Is it Field Mob? That's Field Mob.
Yeah.
That's a classic, man. I can't remember who the artist was.
Man, y'all done up and done it.
Falcon fans, man, we done up and done it too as well, man. 3.5 hours. Now we can go ahead and get to these shout outs, man, because T was about to start it up at the job. I got to take care of some stuff myself. And it's just going to be a busy day for both of us. But if we're not back by Sunday night, there's definitely not going to be no podcast because the Super Bowl is going on. I'm sure people's going to be with their family and their friends, talking Falcons and eating good food and enjoying some good drink. Make sure you all are safe out there wherever you're going. I'm sure some people might be having Super Bowl parties and stuff. 82 Money Caller says Nappy Roots. That's who it was. Nappy Roots.
That's right. Nappy Roots. That's right. Man, I love that song.
That beat was hard too as hell, though, man.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, sir. 100%.
Big shout out to Uncle Steve in the chat, man. Look.
Uncle Steve.
T-Will, man. Let's get to these shout outs, man. Let's wrap this thing up.
Let's do it. To everyone in the chat who joined us, we thank and appreciate you guys. Hey, man, we love talking Falcons with y'all. We love talking football with y'all. We love talking light with y'all. And we love you guys being here every time we go live. And we thank you and appreciate you. Mr. Jack Spade, I can't thank you enough, sir. Without you and Eric Parker, I would not be here. So to both of you gentlemen, hope you have a great and amazing day. Thank you to the wonderful, illustrious Miss Carrie for joining us. As always, appreciate you, Miss Carrie. And thank God Almighty for waking me up this morning and allowing me to get to this show. Last but not least, you guys want to check me out, you can see me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. If you dig ATL Sports and if you love TV series and movie, holler at your boy at For My ATL Movies 1. Peace. Jackets on you.
Look at your boy. Uncle Steve said, if y'all stay on any longer, J. Cole will release another CD.
Uncle Steve said he wants revenge.
Hey, Bobby D said, good morning. Bobby D, where you been, man? 3 hours and some change. Bobby D done jumped up in here, man. He said much love to one time for the fan. Big shout out to Bobby.
Revenge.
Big shout out to Bobby.
Revenge is what I want.
Shout outs, man. This is a great time.
My man
to be a Falcon fan.
Revenge, and I will have it.
We have a very interesting offseason ahead of us. One time for the fan will be here every step of the way as much as we can. As you can see, the podcast keep getting longer and longer. We just enjoy talking Falcons football with each and every one of you. Y'all are great. And from the chat this morning, we were going to go straight to our talking points and our topics. It took us a whole hour to get to it just because of the chat. The questions, the comments, just the love, the appreciation. We definitely appreciate everybody from the chat, people watching, people listening, people who jumped in here to talk with us today. A1 Forever, Bobby D, Michael L, Auntie Pam, Megan, FF Will was in the chat too as well. Playboy Trey, Waterboys was in here earlier too as well. So many people, man, talking Falcons, Big Low. And like Tidy said the other day, you say some names and you can't say all the names. You don't want to leave anybody out. I'm saying it to every single person that commented in this chat today. Thank you. Big shout out to Georgia Clay too as well. The super chats today. Just all the love and respect that y'all have for one time for the fan, we have for you all as well, which is why these podcasts end up doing 3.5 hours. Mm-hmm. Y'all are amazing. So continue to bring that support to one time for the fan, and we will continue giving y'all what y'all want. If y'all checking in from YouTube right now, hit the like. The like's over here. No, it's right here. Hit the like. If y'all on Facebook, hit the like. If y'all on Twitter, hit the repost, retweet, whatever it is, that little heart. Just go ahead and tap it one time. Tell your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family. Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings. T-Boy, we started at 9:30 today. It is now 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir, we did.
It's now 1 o'clock.
We got after it.
Look, if y'all on Instagram, right there. If y'all on Instagram, right there. If you're not following One Time for the Fan on Instagram, there it is right there. Head on over, drop a follow. We can talk Falcons football offline. We do this all the time. We love talking Falcons football with everybody. We have so much going on from the draft, free agency, open to the public training camp, preseason, OTAs, voluntary workouts, everything, the news, the media, everything is going to be dropping with One Time for the Fan is because of the Atlanta Falcons. So you already know when this stuff happens, we're going to be here to cover it as best as we can. So chat is live, chat is lit. For those that do not know, as a matter of fact, for those that do know, if you had a good time today in the podcast, go ahead and drop a rise up in the chat, man. Everybody talking amongst each other, chatting amongst each other in a positive way, having respect for one another. Just drop a rise up in the chat, man. Because at the end of the day, man, we about these Falcons, man. And we're going to get out here, we're going to win this damn thing, and everybody's going to remember every single podcast from One Time, every single podcast from For My ATL Sports and Uncle Steve's Lounge, Big Low and A1, Georgia, Texas Boy, everybody, Recondo and what's his name, Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, Berto. So many people that puts on for this Falcons community. So thank you all, man, for being a part of One Time for the Fan family. About to wrap this thing on up. T-Will, this is the time where I have to hit that button, my brother.
I hear you, brother. Let's go, man. Rise up, everybody. We'll see you Sunday.
So I ain't paying the kids much because I gotta go by either.
Okay, give me 30 seconds. All right, cool, man. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that end.